Yes, Liam. You there?
Yeah, we got you, Luffy.
Yeah, we've already mentioned it, but I'll say Tom Scully starts on the bench, and as Brad said, it's like, firstly, it's great to have such a great player, but why does he start on the bench is my question. Devon Smith, De Boer, Finlayson, Menegola, Simpson and Guthrie both in their first game, and Reece Stanley for the Cats.
Bob Jane T. Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist. Bob Jane T. Marts. Thank you, Troy Laugh. Getting set here, music blaring. Good crowd starting to get into here at Spot the Stadium, and why wouldn't they? One hosting three. Players making their way to their positions. Matty De Boer with that right leg heavily strapped. Might have a corky underneath that mattress on his right thigh, Jude.
Yeah, it's a big, decent mattress right on the right one there, but you look at the Cats in the middle at the moment. You've got Dangerfield, Blitzabs, Zach Smith, they'll take the first bounce, and Mitch Duncan. And for the Giants, you've obviously got Mumford, you've got Josh Kelly in there, Cal Ward, and also Dylan Shield. So ready to roll in the midfield.
Beautiful evening for footy, round 15. Thanks to McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. The Suns, the Crows, the Eagles and the Swans thus far victors.
Harry Taylor starting behind the footy, obviously, on Rory Lobb.
Now, boys, I think there's been a late change here because Wiley Buzzer is out there for Geelong. So we'll get onto that as quickly as possible. You can see him lining up in the forward 50. He's going up against Adam Tomlinson there. So Wiley Buzzer is into the side. So there's going to be a late change here for Geelong. We'll keep you posted on who the player
changes
has come out.
Are plenty. So we await a start now. We're all set here. Thanks to McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. And away we go. Mumford, Zach just tries to tap it down. Ward to swoop on the footy. A little fumble. It's a little toe poke. Sweeping on the footy now. That was clever from Lonergan at halfback. Went round the body. Kicks it towards centre wing outer side. Zach Tui over the ball. Did really well to Cam Guthrie. Flute for foot. Crosses the logo outer side wing. High ball in. Black can't mark. Free kick coming back. It'll go the way of the Giants.
Yeah, it was against Tom Hawkins. Just grabbed the arm at that stage in the contest.
Thanks to Bob Jane T-Marts. Luffy, what can you tell us about the Cats?
Yeah, Daniel Menzel's out of the side. He actually pulled up a little bit sore after the warm-up, and so Wiley Buzzer had to quickly get changed and get on the field.
Well, there you go. A first gamer out there tonight. Wiley Buzzer is number 3 for the Cats. Zach Guthrie, Sam Simpson and Wiley Buzzer all playing in their first games. Daniel Menzel has withdrawn the ball with GWS on the right half-back. In the hands of Nathan Wilson. Makes it a very inexperienced Cat side running around as GWS will look to switch to the near side. Wilson finds Heath Shaw, game 251 after his milestone last week.
That'll be 7 players with 38 games or less for the Cats this evening as they go wide to the broadcast side. Front and square was Matty Kennedy, went off the ground. He's got it to half forward. Harry Taylor's right in the van, has to release the footy on the ground, gets up, get a second lick at it. It's just a squirt, it's a little handball towards centre wing. Henderson was clever. Mackey round the body quickly with a quick ball. And that's good hands from Dangerfield. So he marks forward to centre wing. Broadcast side. Kicks in towards half forward. That's a good mark taken by Hawkins. Stands firm.
It was super body work from Tom Hawkins. If you just watch the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay, Phil Davis was trying to work in front of him and he just worked around. He just ducked inside and then just gave him a slight nudge. Phil's actually looking at that Chemist Warehouse replay, pointing to the umpire.
Chemist Warehouse, discover the new David Beckham fragrance. Respect with Chemist Warehouse, the real house of fragrances. So the ball in the hands of Tommy Hawkins, averaging 3 goals a game in 2017. And this is a good kick too from 45 out. The Cats with their first. They get the first of their evening. 2.5 minutes into the first term. The Cats are 1 straight 6. The Giants are yet to score, and that happening on the Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Perfect start for the Cats, and it was really clever work from Henderson, who actually just didn't give up on the ball. It was about to dribble over the line. He just kept that in. It was a quick kick forward, and as we spoke about, strong hands from Dangerfield, and then it just put it into a really good position on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay. Strong one-on-one. We're looking forward to that one-on-one all night with Hawkins and Phil Davis.
So if you've just joined us, Joel Selwood obviously withdrawn from the Geelong side around lunchtime today. Sam Simpson comes into the side for him. And Daniel Menzel has been pulled out after the warm-up, didn't pull up well. And Wiley Buzzer comes in for his first game. I don't know if the Cats players had to work too hard to come up with a nickname for him. Now the ball is back in the middle. Thanks to McDonald's, the Cats with a 1-goal lead early on, first term. No one wins it away from the stoppage here, so we'll have a ball up. Still in the middle of Spotless Stadium, 3.5 played. Cats lead by 6.
Both teams with a player behind the footy at the moment. Heath Shaw sitting back defensively at the moment, and also now they're just pushing up at the moment.
Zach Smith did well, won the ruck down, did his own roving, high up and under ball towards half forward. Motlop went without it. Dangerfield didn't, sliding down, has to release now. Core to cut it off at half-back was clever to Ward. They're out in the outer side. Heath Shaw slipped over, has to release the footy. He did so with hand. He went to Jeremy Cameron, centre wing. A lot of players slipping over now. The fleet-footed Wilson round the body with a little low ball was clever to Lloyd. He went up the line, and marking is Kelly at half-forward.
Gives it to Whitfield. He spears a pass in, and it's intercepted there by Bew. So we'll have a boundary throw in right forward pocket for the Giants. Interesting, Jude, to see that Sam Reid just playing in his own forward line, not going to Dangerfield after his performance on Zorko last week.
Yeah, at this point just playing as that defensive forward at the moment, so he just needs a bit more work inside forward 50 at the feet of the Tools.
A 6 to the Cats. The Giants yet to score. Deep in GWS's forward 50. Just getting a squirting ball out. That was Jordan Murdoch. Is going to come back with interest, but 52 out. Heath Shaw loads up. Black boots this evening. Kicks it right to the line off hands. Minus score. So GWS.
Free kick.
It's going to come back. Well, there was some holding on. Have a look at Chemist Warehouse in just a moment, but it's going to Jonathan Patton, 2 metres out directly in front, River End.
Yeah, it was Henderson and Patton in the goal square. They've been getting some strong support over the top. Henderson just lost his feet and he just grabbed the jumper of Patton in the goal square as Harry Taylor came over for some support.
Mark it down. John Patton's got his first. Terrific last week, averaging 2 for the season in 2017. So the Giants are 1 straight 6. Cats the same. 5 gone first term on the Triple M Beaumont Tiles scoreboard.
Yeah, Henderson just panicked when he slipped. He just had to grab that jumper. He should have realised that he had Harry Taylor as support. He's had a number of support players coming across in front of Patton. We saw Bewes spoil one previously out of bounds.
Just a lack of communication there, Jude, by a couple of really experienced defenders. One needed to body up. Henderson lost him, but Harry didn't come back.
We might have to ask Troy Luff whether it's a bit greasy at the moment. We know how cold it is outside.
Yeah, Luffy told us pre-game that because of the cool temperatures, there's already a bit of moisture on the ground. So players doing well to keep their feet. The ball back in the middle, thanks to McDonald's. Dangerfield, quick hands, gets it back to Bewes. Scrubbing kick to the outer wing. First touch there for Sam Simpson. Good clean hands. Fed it back to Murdoch. He snaps a kick around the body. Great hands by Cam Guthrie. Runs backward, gives it to Danger. He's got plenty of the footy early on, but he's coughed it up there. Reid. Simpson does well to keep his head over the footy, young man. Scrubbing kick forward from Menegola. Out in front is Hawkins, but he's outnumbered here. Davis and Shaw. And eventually scored it over the boundary line. So it'll be a boundary throw in left half forward for the Cats. They trail by... In fact, the scores are level after a goal to Patton and Hawkins.
Giants' frontal pressure's been really strong early on. Very, very good at getting up in the face.
Forward 50 for the Cats. Outer side, they throw it in. That was clever by Kelly. They share it with Ward and Whitfield. Round the body goes Ward, trying to clear defensive 50. Kolajasny was clever. Bob Jane T-Marts, Troy Luff.
Tell you, young Sam Simpson just came on for his first run, and Devon Smith ran up, gave him a nice little punch in the stomach and said, "Welcome to AFL, son."
Dangerfield already up to 6 disposals on the Bosch Tool stats.
Yeah, those Triple M Bosch Tool stats. I think Reid's almost made his way up to the midfield to go and stand alongside Danger for the rest of the afternoon. Reid got the quick kick out of the stoppage, and Cameron's marked it in the centre of Spotless Stadium. So he'll go to the outer side. Kick not ideal for Kelly. He's got plenty of time to assess his option. He squares it back in. Dangerous kick. And a first touch for Wiley Buzzer in AFL footy. He runs away with it, and the kick is smothered. That's a stinker.
Yeah, Kelly to clean it up. Just held on to it a little bit too long. So the counter-attack, the counter-punch. Wilson, spearing ball in. Kolajasny to cut it off. A quick give. Menegola went with an underground ball towards half-forward. Has to go and clean up his mess. Spills to Black. He went with a little low ball. It's not the greatest advertisement for AFL as yet. Dangerfield involved. Back paddles to Stanley. Stanley goes backwards still, and they've worked it back to half-back to Lonigan.
And Lonigan's kick is intercepted by Patton. You say it's not the greatest advert. Brad, I don't think they'd make an advert out of this at all at the moment. It's turnover after turnover between the Cats and the Giants. Scrappy stuff. Guthrie jumps on top.
Pressure's good from both sides.
Pressure's been fantastic, boys. But it just the times at which someone's got their eyes up, looking up, and just have not hit a target at all.
1 straight 6 apiece We've travelled 8 minutes, greasy conditions at Spotless Stadium. Half forward for the Cats. They throw it up. Menegola puts his snout over it. Mumford, good tackle on him. Wilson goes out of the air, gets it towards half forward in a flash. Kelly overruns the footy. Getting back, that was clever from Menegola. Harry Taylor involved. A little fumble from Buse. He allows Henderson to come back in. He was the spare man. Harry Taylor had to wait underneath it. Scully to put the pressure on him. Mackey grabs it, says, let's get out of here, boys, and kicks a high up and under to centre wing.
Unfortunately, Nathan Wilson read it best, took an uncontested mark. Centre wing commentary side scores a level. We played 8.5 in the first term on the Triple M Beaumont Tiles scoreboard. Wilson sends it inside 50. Outnumbered there was Patton. Going back strong was Henderson. Taylor got the handball out to Mackey. Good shepherd put on by Zach Guthrie, yet to touch the footy, but the ball is spoiled off the boot of Mackey by Devon Smith, and we'll have a boundary thrown inside the Giants forward 50. Scores level, 9 minutes played. Triple M Beaumont Tiles scoreboard.
Yeah, Zach Guthrie's just come onto the ground. He's picking up the dangerous small forward in Devon Smith. But certainly we're seeing Geelong get numbers behind the footy. They sense the tall forwards for Giants. They want numbers in front.
Suns by 19 points a little earlier this evening up at Metricon over North. It's one straight 6 apiece here. 9.5 first turn. Comes to Ward. 60 out. Good smother. That came from blitz halves. Him and Menegola put the pressure on the co-captain for GWS. Ball out of play. Broadcast side. 55 out from the Giants' goal. They're pressing here. Both teams have got a taste for it after Hawkins got an early one for the Cats, and then Patton replied for GWS. Throw in. 60 out. Ball spills to the front. Scully to swoop on this. Green boots this evening. Around the body ball. Ball in the grass. Kelly, was he caught high? No, said the umpire. Thought there might have been a free kick there. Menegola has to release the footy towards half forward. Hawkins uses the body well. Went to try and go off the ground. Cam Guthrie comes in. Finlayson for an early touch. Leaves it behind. Trying to release there was Guthrie.
There's that pressure. Geelong have been really strong in contested footy, 20-11, but the Giants are really putting some heat, 10-5 in the tackling.
Yeah, it is cold temperature-wise, but hot on the footy field here at Spotless Stadium, round 15. GWS taking on the Cats, 1v3 on the AFL ladder, and it's all squared, 10.5 played. 1 goal apiece is Whitfield, who sent it inside forward 50. Lob will fly. Getting back in space was Henderson. It's on the deck. It's a race between De Boer and Tui, but they're happy to see it over the boundary line right next to the point post. So 10 minutes played first term on the Triple M Beaumont Tiles scoreboard. Remember, Tyler's buy 5 bags of MCB Unilight or Multilight and get 1 free, exclusive to Beaumont.
De Boer just doing possibly a negating role at half forward against
Zach Tui.
Yes. Zach Tui.
Yep, and Sam Reed's gone to Mitch Duncan in the middle at the moment.
Nice work, Jude. Ball out of play. 1 straight 6 apiece. 11 gone first term.
You just obviously spoken about how Geelong are folding numbers back. They've got to have some method coming out of defensive 50. If they win that footy, they've got to work it out and just not leave Hawkins by himself.
So they'll throw it in. Mumford, forward 50. That was clever for the Giants. Releasing to Mitch Duncan. Can he get on the loose ball? He can. That was clever. Motlop pushes up the ground. Long ball towards half forward. Just getting underneath the footy was Black. Hawkins was there also. Getting back is Heath Shaw, and a little low ball is perfectly positioned on the chest of Matty Kennedy. The Colin Gully kid gives the 1-2 with Heath Shaw. Has to release now towards half forward. It was an errant kick. Ball out of play. Centre wing out of sight of the ground. Already
we're seeing, obviously without Zach Williams, Heath Shaw's really been that one who's trying to run and take the game on. Previous games for the Giants, he's been that quarterback sitting back and directing.
Yeah, didn't have to do a lot last week in the big win over Brisbane. Just the 9 touches in his 250th, but he'll have to get busy tonight without Williams. Boundary throw-in. Scores level, out of side, Spotless Stadium. Kelly, he's tackled over the boundary line by Duncan. We'll have another boundary throw-in. So just to recap, Joel Selwood withdrew from the game around lunchtime today, and Daniel Menzel did not get through the warm-up. And thanks to Bob Jones teammates, Troy Luff, it seems like a Giants player might be in trouble.
Yeah, Sam Reid, he was down around the half-forward line, and the trainer tried to get him off, but he couldn't actually run. And now finally they've got him off. They're just about to make the change now.
6 apiece, throw in, out of side, centre wing. A stalemate again. It's like Mitch Duncan and then Menegola from time to time, and Jordan Murdoch, the third one, spending a little bit of time on Josh Kelly. So Mumford to clear. A quick kick forward. They've got it to 50. Kolajasny was good. Front and square. That was clever from Patton. Releases the handball. Whitfield set upon and a good tackle. Ball won't come out. and we'll get a ball up 55 out River End. The Giants are attacking in their first term. One straight 6 apiece, and we've travelled 13 minutes first quarter.
Big Mummy and Stanley. The umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go to Mummy. Interestingly enough, Reece Stanley, he had a tough afternoon last week against Freo. We'll get to that in a minute as Mummy hands off to Stevie J. He hands off to Nathan Wilson. We know he's got a big boot on him. Nathan Wilson set sail from outside 50. Cleared the goal line by a good 10 metres, and the Giants have their second. They move to 2 goals straight, 12. 6 points ahead of the Cats, just the 1 goal on the Triple M by Montiel scoreboard.
Well, it came for a free kick from the stoppage. Obviously, the shepherd from Zach Smith on Shane Mumford. He was able to hand that off on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay. Stevie J was able to give it to Nathan Wilson. And as you mentioned, Flaners, just that booming kick. He was a good couple of metres outside 50-metre arc and just nailed that home. And we can see the Chemist Warehouse replay. Also, Sam J. Reid checking that lower leg at this point on the replay.
Yeah, let's drop down to our man. Thanks to Bob Jane. Team-Arts, Troy Luff.
Yeah, you're right, Bolty. Copped a knock on the outside of his right knee, and at the moment the doctor's doing the usual test of all the ligaments, and I can tell you now he's in a lot of pain.
Bob Jane Team-Arts, the tyre and wheels specialist. Troy Luff with us this evening for McDonald's Triple M Rocks Footy. Giants at 12, Cats at 6. Halfway through this first term, got a stalemate in the middle. We'll have another ball up. Triple M C-Bus Super special comments with Jude Bolton this evening.
And Dangerfield's up to 10 disposals. Menengolas had 5. Wilson's had 6. Whitfield's had 5.
Mitch Duncan tries to bullock his way through. It was a good smother. Whitfield got the ricochet. Comes to Dylan Shield. Hasn't had a lot of it early. They backtrack to go forward to the Cats. They share it. Zach Toohey, 65 from home, and just went with a little low ball. And that's cleverly delivered to Sam Simpson, the debutant. He's 55 from home. Kicking towards the Parramatta road end. Looks inboard. He wants Dangerfield. Doesn't get to him. Devon Smith on the counter-attack. Rides a couple of bumps. Handball's clear. Looping one to Patton. Picking up the crumbs now is Kennedy. Kennedy runs to the wing. Long ball to 50. Stevie J marks 50 from home. I don't think he can go the journey. He wants a lead. He's got it now. He sets it up for Kelly. Kick wasn't the best. They should share it and clear the Cats, and they do to Zach Toohey on the broadcast side.
He plays on quickly from the back pocket. Hands to Smith. Doesn't have the fastest set of wheels in the world, but he gets the kick away in time. Dangerfield, Motlop. Now they're going to go up the centre here. And out is Parsons. In pursuit is Lloyd. He can't quite get to him. Parsons stretches to 50.
Good
sets sail. Has it got the bounce? Yes, it does. James Parsons hits back for the Cats. They move to 2 goals straight. Scores a level. 16 minutes played first term. Triple M by Montiel scoreboard.
Well, you saw the transition from both sides. It was the turnover originally from Sam Simpson in the middle of the ground. The Giants just went whooshka straight down the other end of the ground. But they managed to turn that football over, Geelong, got it through the middle, and once they got it through a long, prodigious kick, through it, it was a fantastic finish by Parsons.
Yeah, and I love the adventure too from Zach Toohey to give it to the ruckman, to the loping Zach Smith through the middle. The intent was there. They wanted to go through the middle because they knew they'd be open on the fat side if they could get it through. So well under the Cats. They've drawn the scores level. 17 gone first term thanks to McDonald's Triple M Rocks Footy. Back in the middle. Lob trying to fight for it. Dylan Shield in there. Dangerfield working feverishly. Tries to spin it out. It does now, but it comes in the way of the Giants. Dylan Shield, one way then the other. Loses Dangerfield. Then went with a horrible little scrubby kick forward. Whitfield comes out full-chested. Mitch Duncan, good tackle on him.
Tackle.
The pressure's been fever pitch, as you'd expect. First hosting 3. 17 gone first term, scores all level, 2 straight, 12 apiece.
Check the air pressure in that footy, boys, because it's been kicked pretty poorly tonight.
Jude wants the footy checked. But I tell you what, if you want to check this one out on socials, make sure you're following it. Hashtag AFL Giants Cats.
Tackle.
The pressure is intense, and Motlop wheels away on the outer side. Handball over the top to Simpson, who's seen plenty of it in his first game. Shows a clean pair of heels there to Finlayson, the other first gamer. Sends it inside forward 50. Wanted the other first gamer in Buzzer. But Buzzer, a little bit of an experience there, and he's given away a free kick. It's going to go the way of Nick Haynes.
Oh, sensational courage by Nick Haynes. In the air, just got absolutely crunched then, but it was terrific work.
Great to see him back. He goes wide, and that kick might have been too wide. So Devon Smith marked it out on the full, so it'll be a free kick. That'll go to young Sam Simpson.
This will be his 5th disposal. Good start from the young fella.
Half forward flank outer side. He wants to put it to a dangerous spot, about 30 out. They fly, no one can mark. Dangerfield grabs it on the second time. Quick give. It came from Buzzer. He put Mackie right under the pump. Turnover now. Look at the counter punch. They run. They line up across half back to the Giants. It comes to Whitfield. The kick was errant. Squirts a little ball wide. De Boer has to push up. They've had to backtrack. And they'll mark it at centre-half back, and that'll be Tom Scully.
They stymied that really well, Geelong. It was a wave of Giants coming out of the midfield, and then they just were able to stop them, force them wide.
Yeah, it's a good effort. The orange wave at times seems unstoppable. Jeremy Cameron, he'll chip this one inside forward 50. Lob has to work back against Smith. Lost that battle. Buse at the fore of the footy. Gives the hands to Taylor. Mackie, couple of the old stages linking up.
It's going to be...
Put Parsons under some pressure with the handball, did Mackie. He's wrapped up in a strong tackle there by Whitfield, and we'll have a ball up. Centre wing just favouring the Giants end. The scores are level, and we've played 19 minutes first term. Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Suns by 19, Crows by 12, Eagles by 7, and the Swans by 35 so far in round 15. Here, we're all tied up, 12 apiece, 20 gone, first term. Ball comes to the back, centre-half back to Harry Taylor. Goes with a long ball towards half-forward, full-chested. That was clever by Hawkins. Has to release the footy. He did clever was Parsons. Eludes one, eludes two. Goes with the outside of the boot, right to full forward. No one can mark. Nick Haynes was courageous and was clever. It spills to Finlayson. Has to release the footy quickly. They do now to Tomlinson on the outer side, and he squirts a little low ball, and it ends on the chest of Heath Shaw, 65 from defensive goal.
Guthrie unlucky not to get a free kick in the goal square there, I felt.
Yeah, good spoil coming from behind was Murdoch. Kennedy, quick hands to Smith. This is all happening centre wing outer side, the spotless stadium. Heath Shaw, scrubbing kick, but it finds its intended target, but Daniel Lloyd just couldn't hold on to the chest mark. Reminder, scores are level. We played 20 minutes in the first term.
Difficult conditions, Jude. Luffy mentioned it's very dewy out there, very slippery.
Yeah, it's almost the stable kicking, like when you plant that foot to just drive through the ball, they're slipping on that moment.
They throw in, centre wing out of side, ball spits out of the hands of Cal Ward from a tackle of Zach Smith. Goes back out from whence it came. Bob Jane T-Marts, Troy Love.
Yeah, a couple of things. There was a few players actually brought spare boots and sat them on the bench. I wouldn't be surprised if they did change because he's very slippery. And Sam Reid looks like he's going to try and come back on, even though he still looks like in a lot of pain.
Bob Jane T-Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist. Neutral ball out of side. Blitzarves is after it. Boundary line will beat him and Whitfield, and we'll wait another throw-in.
Giants have been comfortable to have one extra around the stoppages at times. One of their half-forwards will be pushing up. It leaves Lonergan or Harry Taylor back in defence.
7 players under 38 games, the Cats tonight. Very young side. Shield now on the back end of the square. Has to release that left peg. He does. He wants Nick Haynes. He wants Tomlinson, the athlete. He's got him now. Tomlinson on that left peg. Delivers it beautifully to Jeremy Cameron. And he marks a slippery ball, centre wing broadcast side.
Looks like Lockie Henderson's got the job on Jeremy Cameron this afternoon. He sits 1 goal behind Buddy on the Coleman race. But this man's confidence is sky high. Jonathan Patton takes the mark right on the 50-metre strike.
He can kick this.
Yeah, and he's indicated he's going to do as much. He's pointed to the goals. He's on his way back. He kicked one from 60 metres last week against the Lions late in the third term, Jude.
Oh, he's a prodigious kicker of the football, but the fact that he's just growing in confidence and has kicked some clutch goals from the junction in a few big games this year.
Well, he delivered 4 last week, and it makes a thump as it hits his boot. And that was never going anywhere than between the 2 big sticks. Jonathan Patton kicks his second.
Great kick.
He moves to the Giants move to 3 straight 18. They lead the Cats by a single goal. The Cats 2 goals, 0 behinds, 12 points on the Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Well, it's such a weapon when you're playing against an opposition that are folding numbers back. If you hit someone on that 50 to 60 metre arc, and then they can go back and nail it like he did. Jonathan Patton, there was a super kick for goal on Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay.
Nice work, Jude. Triple M C-Bus Super. Special comments. Jude Bolton, the 325 gamer, with us this evening. Troy Luff, boundary side. Liam Flanagan, Brad Seymour.
they've got to put some work into Dangerfield, boys. I mean, he is absolutely dominating at the moment. 14 disposals. He has had to use his hands. They're putting that pressure on, but it's just been able to open up for a little bit of Geelong footy.
Well, thanks to McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy. A restart in the middle of the ground. It'll be Shield again to Kelly. On the outer side there runs Wilson. He gallops clear, runs to about 65. Driving ball. It'll be cut off by Harry Taylor. And that'll be 50. Well, I thought he went to play on, and so did Stevie J.
He's off, Harry Taylor. He's off.
And look, this is what they've done, the Cats, and I've liked this, the counter punch. They want to turn the Giants around as quick as they can. They move it to half forward in the blink of an eye. Driving the footy now forward. Zach Smith can't mark. Guthrie front and square. Spills wider still to Blitzars. Blitzars bends the ball round. I think he's kicked it. He has. Scores the level again. 3 straight apiece, 18. 23 and a half gone first term. Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Great call, Brad. That counter punch, as you mentioned, we saw the 50-metre penalty. Harry Taylor, he took off in that ungainly running style on Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay. No one standing the mark. He got given the handball straight through. They pushed it to a really dangerous place, just about 25 metres out in front of goal, and a really good crumbing goal from the mobile Blitzavs.
Triple M Seabar super special comments there from Swans champion Jude Bolton. Yeah, Stevie J gave the 50 away and didn't take off after Harry in a great hurry, did he, Jude? To man the mark?
Yeah, let's just say he was lethargic at best.
The ball is back in the middle. This has been a fascinating contest. Late in the first term, scores are level, 3 goals apiece between first and third on the AFL ladder. Thanks to McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy, and Stanley and Mummy. Kelly at the fall of the ball. Mummy, quick hands out. He hit De Boer in the face. Probably not where he wanted it to go. Tui off the deck. Shaw spoils from behind. Still inside centre square of Spotless Stadium. Stanley goes hunting the footy. Duncan, quick kick, will go inside forward 50. 1-on-1. Davis v. Guthrie. He's the better man on the deck. He goes the dribble kick. And he's just shaded it to the right side of the goalpost. So the first behind for the game goes to the Cats. They move to 3-1-19. And they lead it by 1 point over the Giants. 3 straight 18. Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
He's shaking his hand. Guthrie, he just knew he had him cooked. He just won that 1-on-1, was able to turn around. He just needed to finish.
Free kick from the kick in. So it'll go to Lonigan. So Cats will get another inside 50. Lonigan with the footy, 55 from home. He's just going to set it up at about 25 out. They fly, no one can mark. Ward, front and square, delivers the crumbs. It comes to Kelly. Whistle on play is coming back. There'll be a free kick going to Cal Ward. Just dealt with incorrectly, said the umpire, by Cam Guthrie. He's looked dangerous up forward, Jude. Cam Guthrie 1-on-1.
Yeah, well, they left him one out inside forward 50 in that last re-entry.
So a squaring footy, lateral style, and it ends with Josh Kelly. Triple M Bosch Stool stats. Give us an update, Jude.
He's had 5 disposals so far.
Strong mark taken there by Lonigan as the Giants exited their defensive 50. So it'll be Tommy Lonigan. Decides to square it up. He's got men on in the middle. The mark's taken there by Menegola. The handball a little too hot for Duncan. He's turned it over here. Whitfield on the deck. Reed's back out there. Good to see. Sells Kennedy into some strife. He goes back after it. Menegola trying to make up for his mistake. He's won himself a free kick here, Sam Menegola.
Yeah, he did well. He was hungry for the footy, attacked it with vigour.
Patton's dropped behind the footy at the moment.
Quick give, Motlop. Motlop will put him inside 50 again. Hawkins to fly. Look at all the orange jumpers. Davis is back, so's Kelly. Guthrie put a good tackle on him. Pressure's been immense. Davis has to release. High up and under footy. Was it out in the full? No, it's a free kick and going to Zach Guthrie. A little squaring ball. They share it with Harry Taylor. So they'll re-engage the Cats. 26 and a half first term. Comes to Menegola. He puts it inside 50 again. No one can mark. Ball in the grass. Cam Guthrie releases a handball. Comes to Mackie. He backtracks. Gives it to...
That's the young Guthrie.
That's young Guthrie. One way then the other. Flying shot at goal. Going to miss near side. A little narrow. So 3-2-20 the Cats. They lead the Giants 3 straight 18. 27 minutes gone first term on the Triple M Beaumont Tile scoreboard.
Well, the Giants have flooded the defensive half of Geelong's forward 50, and certainly we're seeing Jonathan Patton sitting behind the foot in these last couple of minutes. It allows those re-entries for the Cats.
Hey Jude, Triple M Bosch Tools stats. Is that first kick, first goal membership gone begging for Zach Guthrie there with that flying shot at goal?
Yes, it is. Yes.
It's a shame. The Giants have cleared their defensive 50 here. It's going to be a free kick taken by Patton. You mentioned he'd moved behind the footy. Leon Cameron likes to move the big general down back late in the quarter. So they trail by a point, GWS, as they fiddle around with it in their back half. Dangerous kick by Haynes, but it finds Nathan Wilson just in time.
It has to be 50.
He just unloaded on him, Blitzavs.
Yeah, just hit him late, the full body. Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay discover the new David Beckham fragrance. Respect. Chemist Warehouse, the real house of fragrances.
That was terrific effort. He sat underneath that, Wilson, and then he just got absolutely crunched.
They move it to the outer side, and a little bit of space and time is Dev Smith. He kicks right to the line, off hands, minus score for the Giants, their first blemish for the evening, 3-1-19. They trail the Cats, well, they level the Cats, 3-1-19 also, 28.5 gone first term, under 2 minutes to go in this first quarter. Triple M Beaumont Tiles scoreboard.
It's been a good game. Saturday night footy on Triple M, thanks to McDonald's. And remember, the new Despicable Me 3 family box is now available at Macca's. Made for sharing, made for family. The boundary throw in. Left half forward for GWS. Scores a level.
Triple M Bosch Tool stats, the leaders for GWS, please, Jude.
Heath Shaw, 10 disposals. Cal Ward, 9. Whitfield and Wilson both on 8 disposals.
Boundary throw in. Stanley won this one decisively, but Kelly, just a little bit of body work on Motlop. Shocking kick from Stevie J. Finds Dangerfield. Stanley back to Menegola. Clever hands. Now there's been a clash of players behind play. We'll keep an eye on that as the Cats spread it to the outer side and Mackie.
Yeah, a little bit of time too. So Murdoch delivered the footy beautifully to Mackie on the outer side, and Harry Taylor pushes up. So they've worked it to half-back. Now the wing. A chance for Parsons. He can't mark. That was clever from Nick Haynes. A spiking left fist. Ball out of play. Centre wing outer side. Bob Jane T-Mart's our man on the fence. Troy Luff.
Yeah, a bit of friendly fire. Jeremy Cameron and Stevie Johnson clashing into each other. Cameron got straight up and ran away, but Stevie Johnson in a little bit of trouble with the trainer at the moment.
Great work down there, Luffy. Boundary throw-in, outer side. Half forward for the Cats, and they've won a free kick here. It's going to go to Stanley. He's getting busy late in this quarter, Jude. What are his Triple M Bosch Tool stats?
Stanley has 5 disposals.
There's his 6 because he sends it deep inside. Menegola at the fall of the ball. Comes to Motlop. Can he dance around the defender? No, he can't. Mummy just fell into the back of Cam Guthrie there. It's on the deck. We'll have a ball up about 25 metres out from the Cats' goal.
We've spoken about that counter punch that the Cats have shown all night. They're looking to move it quick. They've staggered and coughed and spluttered at different stages this season. They are looking to take this game on.
So Stevie J has got one high. So he's up and about again now. 3-1-19 apiece as Hawkins clashes heads with Mumford. So a neutral ball. 30 out from the Cats' attacking goal. So Stanley could have copped a free kick. Got one high from Mumford. No, said the umpire. Another stalemate.
Still 24 seconds to just be able to work something in here. Just a really good stoppage set up and finish this quarter of the goal.
So Mitch Duncan's just lurking behind this pack. If it can squirt out, no. He's sure. Menegola working feverishly in there. Cam Guthrie, quick kick round the body. Was given a chance. Blitzarves in the van. Nick Haynes to clear. That was clever. Old-fashioned footballer. Socks down, black boots. He kicks it wide and far. De Boer can't mark. There's a ball out of play. No, it's going to come back in. Menegola, a little fumble. There's the siren to end the first quarter. Played in uncompromising fashion, as you would expect. 3-1-19 apiece. Don't go anywhere. Liam Flanagan, Jude Bolton, Brad Seymour bringing you all the action this evening. Thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks football. A bruising quarter at Spotless Stadium of football. 1v3. 3-1-19 apiece. So scores level at quarter time. The Cats chasing their 10th win of the season. The Giants seeking win number 11 with all the Triple M Bosch Tool stats. Bosch connected range. Good, better Bosch. Here's Troy. No, it's not Troy. It's Jude Bolton.
Yeah, Jonathan Patton, number 1 ranked player on the ground with his 2 goals in that opening term. Dangerfield just behind him. He had 15 disposals running at 100%, and he's had 7 of those contested, including 4 clearances, fellas. Menegola was busy, had 11 disposals, 10 for Heath Shaw, 9 for Callum Ward, 8 for Whitfield and Kelly. and Harry Taylor was busy and had 8 disposals. Just thought, with Geelong having numbers behind the footy, I thought their transition, they looked really dangerous on the counter-attack at different stages. They kicked 3 goals on turnover in that opening term. That's their opportunity. They've got to get those guys like Parsons, Menengola, Murdoch, who love that transition footy, to be out in space and moving really quickly on the counter-attack. But you cannot afford to turn it over at centre forward against the Giants, because that wave of orange comes back the other way.
There he is, the Triple M C-Bus Super Special Comments, award-winning super for the building and construction industry. Jude Bolton with us this evening. There is a pecking order, Luffy. We'll get to you in just a moment, because my man with all the near-map aerial imagery around the ground scores, here's Liam Flanagan.
Yeah, other winners from round 15 so far. The Swans by 35 over the Demons. West Coast got it done over the Western Bulldogs earlier today by 7 points. Crows defeated Carlton by 12. The Suns got over the top of the Kangaroos by 19. And currently in Adelaide, it's Port leading Richmond by 2 points late in the first term.
We'll get to you in just a moment, Luffy. Thanks to McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy. Scores a level here, and we're up into it in the second term. Disputed ball in the middle. Mitch Duncan to win it. Squeezes a high kick. It's going to be downfield. Here it is. They're going to be able to push and shove. They're all going to Shane Mumford. Just to remind him that that's purely unacceptable behaviour, Big Sugar Shane. Not sure what it was, Jude.
Wasn't a lot in it, but it was certainly after the fact. He got given the ball. It was one of Mummy's lesser ones. Let's just say that.
All right, the footy's in the hands of Aaron Black, and he's only 30 out directly in front, River End. On the runway now, they continue to box on.
50 as well.
They've given another one here, Brad, in back play. It's going to go against Stevie J.
Oh, thank God for Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay. So it's another 50, as a lot of players just amalgamate in the middle of the ground. So this will be an absolute soda now. He just waltzes in, kicks it over the goal umpire's hat, and Aaron Black gets his first for the evening. So the Cats off to a flyer in the second term. They've sorted themselves out now. 4-1-25 Geelong. They lead the Giants 3-1-19, and that happening on the Triple M Red Z lending scoreboard.
It was a really good centre bounce structure. They had Zach Tui off the back of the square. He was charging away from there when Duncan got unloaded by Mumford, but he did have that option. If he could give that, he was going to drive that long in, and obviously the 2 undisciplined 50-metre penalties, and that's where you've got the opening goal.
Now, Mummy and Duncan have, of course, got a bit of a history. Mitch Duncan
Canberra
was the victim of that massive tackle in Canberra last year, and Mummy's been hurting people lately. He's put Dane Beams on the sidelines for 4 weeks with that AC injury last weekend. So I can understand why the Cats are fired up about the late hit. The ball back in the middle, thanks to McDonald's. The Giants will clear it away here. Kelly back to Haynes. Wilson fumbled the handball, and Simpson made the most of the opportunity. Lonergan at the fall of the ball. Cameron's hunting it there with danger. Cameron went to go by foot, but the ball had already crossed the boundary line. So boundary thrown right in front of the interchange gates. And thanks to Bob James Team Marts. Troy Luff.
Yeah, the little indiscretion there, Stevie Johnson, that caused the 50-metre penalty. With the AFL's cracked in on jumper punches, I saw at least a couple land on Dangerfield, so that'll be looked at this week by the MRP.
Oh, Luffy's all over that.
Throwing him under the bus. Look
Yeah,
out.
little dibber-dobbing, Luffy. 4-1-25 the Cats, 3-1-19 the Giants. The Cats, I love his counter-punch. Quick footy, comes to Mitch Duncan. Low ball in, no one can mark. It's right in the hot spot. Cam Guthrie's been dangerous. Eludes one, eludes two, bends it back. Phil Davis will save the day. He's cool in a crisis, is Phil Davis.
He's had a good year, Brad. Phil Davis. He is absolutely rock solid for this defence.
He's not easily rattled, is he? And he'll launch as far as he can to the outer side.
Big fly comes from behind, lob. Waiting down was Tomlinson. Hands off to Lloyd. The late inclusion for Toby Green. He withdrew earlier today. Jel Selwood also withdrew for the Cats. And Daniel Menzel taken out of the game after the warm-up. Wiley Buzzer comes in for his first game for him. Sam Simpson also in for his first game. So lots of first gamers running around, Jude.
A lot of young faces out there, but I tell you what, the pressure the Cats are applying here to the Giants, they haven't had any meaningful but disposals moving out of the defence.
Triple M C-Bus, super special comments, award-winning super for the building and construction industry. Brought to you by Jude Bolton this evening. Cal Ward, look at him, bullish, escapes from the contest. They come laterally, spills to Wilson. Wilson loads up that right side. It's a 2-on-1 for the Cats, and getting back is Lonergan. He'll share it with his mate in Henderson. No. Lonergan He's just hemmed in now. He's waiting for the cavalry to arrive. Comes to Zach Toohey. Good tackle from Stevie J. That's holding the footy. Surely umpire. And it's been given the free kick. Stevie J. Acute angle. Parramatta road end.
He just didn't give up on the tackle. He just hunted him down. Zach Toohey was trying to duck and weave and get out, and the old cagey Stevie Johnson just
the wily old fox. There's no way he's going to pass that. So acute angle, 30 metres out. He direct approach. He gets straight at it.
He put the pipe straight up.
He turned straight to the crowd and said, "Look at me." Well, he is a rare beast, is Stephen Johnson. A rare beast. Straight off the boot, turns to the crowd, says, "Get around me," and we're all locked up again. 4-1-25 apiece. 4.5 second term Triple M Red Z lending scoreboard. Red Z lending solutions.
Well, we just know he's a mercurial genius, but he's a match winner and he's also a competitive beast. Stevie Johnson, as soon as he laid that tackle, he had darting eyes inboard, but he was never going to pass it off on Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay. And what a sweet kick. As soon as it came off the boot, he turned to the Giants crowd here and put the fist up.
And like a golfer who knows where the drive is going to land in the middle of the fairway, he didn't even bother to wait for it to go through the goalpost. He knew where it was going.
In the back against Blitzabs on Cal Ward.
Ball back in the middle, thanks to McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy.
Been busy, Cal Ward.
Saturday night.
Up to 10 disposals.
Spotless Stadium. It's a great game. Scores a level. Sending it in deep is Nick Haynes inside the Giants forward 50. Fly from behind from Cameron. Lands a bit awkwardly. We'll keep an eye on him. At the fall of the footy, though, is Whitfield. He has a wrestle with Toohey. Toohey gets the handball out, and Dangerfield snaps around the body, but landing into
this is no good. They've got to fight their way out via handball because Giants have got players behind the footy. Comes back in, and this is where the Cats have got the numbers, and Henderson marks at fullback. Just goes with a squaring ball. It's the experienced Mackie. He wants the corridor, finds it now, goes up the ground, good tackle, spills to Jeremy Cameron, 55 from home. He's got his left side. He didn't quite hit it as sweetly as he'd like. Ball bounces out of play, forward pocket, 4-1-25 apiece, 6 minutes in the second term. Been paid at an absolute fever pace, this dude.
Yeah, well, there's opportunities on turnover for both sides. If it's who can execute better when they win that turnover, just lower the eyes, maybe hit a target.
Boundary thrown inside the Giants forward 50. Stevie J lurking again. He's already got one. He'd love another one against his former side. Guthrie tries to handball it over the top to Danger. He can't burrow his way out of that. Somehow got ball to ball. Reed snaps around the body, gives it to Scully. It's going to land at the top of the square. Patton v2. And a good mark taken by Lonergan. And he's sold Guthrie into some trouble by hands.
So they have to release now. He's going to come back because Wilson's marked at 55. The setup really structurally sound behind the footy, the Giants.
On the run, he could almost go for this. It's a fair way to be kicking from 55 at least.
Nathan Wilson with the footy. He'll have to launch at 55. He'll go out on the middle of that bit of arc. He does now. He gives it everything he's got. It's a beautiful looking kick. It's right there. They fly. No one can mark minus score to the Giants. They move to 4-2-26. Their noses in front of the Cats. 4-1-25. 7.5 second term Triple M Red Z lending scoreboard.
Cal Ward's starting to get busy, as we mentioned, up to 11 disposals. Heath Shaw's had 10. Dangerfield sitting on 16 disposals.
Triple M Bosch tool stats. Bosch connecting range. Good bit of Bosch.
What about the battle over the clearances, Jude, between Shield and Danger?
Shield has not had a close. He's had one clearance, and Dangerfield's had 4.
So Danger winning it at the moment. Meantime, it's going to come back inside the Giants forward 50 through Scully. Lob again caught behind.
Good mark.
Defensive setup from the Cats here. It's just working as Buse takes the relieving mark and gives it to Duncan. Dangerous kick inside though. Made Henderson work. Buse looks to make amends for the mistake. Handballs it towards Guthrie. Shaw's there for the Giants. Whitfield is wrapped up in a tackle by 3.
Tackling pressure.
And we'll have a ball up straight in the middle of Spotless Stadium. The Giants lead it by 1. 8 minutes played. Second term Triple M Red Z lending scoreboard.
Guthrie just tried to be a bit cute through the middle of the ground. Yeah, patted it on. He should have grabbed the footy and took possession as Murdoch. Just a little squirting ball, and Sam Simpson, they're on debut. Handball wasn't great, but Mitch Duncan makes it look all right. Turns on a 20-cent piece. Standing in the hole is Nick Haynes with courage.
It was fantastic courage, Brad. Just knowing full well that Tom Hawkins was on a strong lead. He stood in the hole and just a really good grab.
Love this guy since injury, returning to the side. He's a stoic halfback. He kicks it up the line as far as he can. Broadcast side, Cam Guthrie has been busy this evening. Spills to Menegola. Menegola to put him back in. Tomlinson chances his arm and did really, really well. The counter punch, he kicks to the outer side.
And he releases, and De Boer takes an uncontested chest mark. He spears it at centre half forward where the general, he's 70 metres from home.
He had to wait for the cavalry. There was enough.
Is he in range, Jude?
No, he can't kick this far.
No, he'll be launching from 80 metres. Instead, he just chips it up. Big ask of Scully as the bigger Taylor spoils from behind. Buzzer gets a handball to Duncan, and they're out on the outer side. If Mackie can get around Kelly, he's wrapped up in a great tackle.
That's holding the footy.
Holding the footy. Josh Kelly, we know he's a polished operator on the outside, but he's doing the tough stuff there, and he has got the free kick right on the 50-metre arc, left half forward for GWS.
Well, he's their number one tackler. Josh Kelly's laid 83 tackles for the year, and exactly. No,
that is a surprise.
No, absolutely. He's got the inside and outside mix,
and he's got a lovely left shoe too. There's a lot of clubs interested in this lad beyond next year. Cornelio spoke to us pre-game, reckons he's in a stick around. Doesn't quite have the length on this occasion, though, and he's kicked it out of bounds on the full. So scores remain 26 GWS, 25 Geelong. We've played halfway through the second term.
That's where Josh Kelly, I think a lot of people think he is just that silk on the outside, but he's number 3 for contested possession at the Giants as well.
So Henderson tries to break defensive 50. The Giants win it to Shield and then to Cameron. A high ball to the pocket. Henderson waits underneath it, can't mark the greasy ball. The Cats with the numbers back, but also now the numbers come from Orange. Dev Smith, good tackle. Patton working feverishly, trying to shovel the footy out, can't do so. And we'll have a ball up forward pocket for the Giants. And they lead it by 1 point. 4-2 plays 4-1. Difficult conditions here this evening.
Yeah, absolutely. It's really tough and greasy, and it's really tough and tight as well. We're just seeing all these numbers back for Geelong, and they've just got to have method and a bit of structure as they exit. Certainly at the moment, you're looking at Simpson, Parsons, Buzzer as they exit, and they're the forwards sitting back.
Better than our man on the boundary, Troy Luff, in just a moment. Boundary throw-in, still inside the Giants' forward line. They they lead by a point as it spills over the boundary line again. Troy Luff.
Yeah, you mentioned before that Jeremy Cameron looked a bit proppy after a contest. He did come straight off the field and he had his left hamstring worked on by the trainer.
Update around the grounds thanks to near map aerial imagery, Brad.
It's the Power by 2 points. 1-6-12 leading Richmond 1-4-10. Here it's the Giants by 1 point. Their nose is just in front. They go forward again. Hotspot footy. Patton couldn't mark. Bounced off his ample chest. He goes after it. Finds it front and square. Tries to release. They set upon him. Ball not going to come out. So we'll have a ball up. 12 metres out from the Giants' goal. They're pressing here. A lot of players round the footy. A beautiful evening for footy. A little bit of juice set in, but Dev Smith, one way then the other, trying to lose blitz halves. Just cutting it off was Menegola. Hughes setting a good tackle. Has to release to Guthrie. Now a little kick. A dinky little one to Mitch Duncan. They've worked at 65 from home. A speculative handball. He wants Menegola again. Taps it forward. That was clever. Mitch Duncan did really well. Uses the first gamer in Simpson, but a little fumble. He allows the Giants to come back in. Menegola saves the day, but went with a low ball towards full forward. Callan Ward gets back. Ponytail and all. Just holds up that forward thrust. The Giants have got the numbers.
Buzz got him.
Has to backtrack. Well, they had the numbers. Just lost sight of it there for a minute, Wilson. And they had to handball through as a minor score.
And again, the scores are level, and Nathan Wilson sends this one 75 metres straight down the guts of Spotless Stadium, where Whitfield has taken an uncontested mark. They're out on the other side if they're clean. Heathshaw seems to have an issue with the lights. Couldn't take the mark. Guthrie's there. He's sitting on the footy, but he spills it out to Menegola, who looks spent after those 3-4 consecutive efforts. Buse, kick towards half forward, no mark taken. For the ball is Parsons. Came off the boot of Davis. It's inside Geelong's forward 50. Tomlinson's pursued by Buzzer. Sits on the footy. It's spilled out, though. Play on, says the umpire. Buzzer again hunts it on the deck. And we'll have a ball up inside. In fact, the umpire lets it play on, and the Giants will reap the benefits here. Scully with the quick kick, but it's ricocheted off Simpson's foot.
Great smother.
Will they call it out of bounds on the full? No, they're going to have a boundary throw-in by the looks of it.
Yeah, just having a chin wag at the moment, the umpires.
Scores are level, 4-2-26 apiece. We played 13 minutes in the second term on the Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard.
Great work by a couple of young cats there, just keeping the footy in, neutralised the ball, just gave them another opportunity to attack here, the Cats.
Yeah, it was Wiley Buzzer who just kept on the chase and kept him hunting around there.
So Whitfield just turned the footy over, comes to Guthrie, has to release it by hand. He was caught in a thumping tackle. Zach Toohey on forward 50. Just Quees caught up to Dev Smith. A crunching tackle from him. The pressure's been terrific from both sides. And we'll have a ball up forward 50. 4-2 apiece. 14 gone second term Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard.
Possible injury concern for GWS, Luffy.
Yes, first game of Jeremy Finlayson's just come off, and he's just in front of me getting his left knee checked, doing all the ligament tests.
Good work, Luffy. Keep an eye on that one as Geelong go inside their forward 50. Snap around the body from Duncan, just drifts across the face of goal for a behind. Gives them the lead, though. The Cats move to 4-3-27. GWS 4-2-26. 14 minutes played. Second term on the Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard.
It's been 9-6 inside 50s and 14-7 in the tackling for the Giants' way this quarter.
So Wilson, he kicks it to himself. Buzzer to put him under the pump. That was good pressure, so he has to release as far as he can down the line. The big boys in Mumford and Henderson see it over the boundary line, right in front of the interchange gates, or next door to the interchange gates here. Is Finlayson on the big screen. Just looks to be in some discomfort with that left knee. Luffy reported on a little earlier. So they throw it in. 4-3 the Cats, 4-2 the Giants. As the Cats go forward, and Nick Haynes again. He's resolute in defence, has to release.
Upfield.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that was there. I think there was any malice in it at all, but it'll be a free kick to Jeremy Cameron. Centre wing broadcast side for the GWS.
Jezza just goes the short kick, finds Matthew Kennedy. He looks inboard, decides to hold on to it though. He's got Wilson on his outside, and we know he is a thumping kick, and he shows us that as he sends a bit of a mongrel inside forward 50 though. Big pack, no mark taken. Waiting down was De Boer. Gets a kick to it somehow. Reed went off the deck, but he's sprayed it out of bounds on the full. Would be a free kick to the Cats. Jude, Toby Green's absence in this forward 50 for GWS, it's noticeable at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, because he obviously plays that tall and small role. He's a very good overhead mark, as well as being at the feet of some of the talls inside forward 50.
So Harry Taylor, he wants Dangerfield, and he doesn't let him down. He just waited off the pack, and it was the third man in, the third man jumper, kicks wide, coming one way, and then the other was Heath Shaw. It was a great contest. Young Aaron Black
kept his eyes on the footy, didn't he, Brad?
Yeah, he did well. The ex-Root, Bob Jane T-Marts, Troy Love.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for Jeremy Finlayson. Just having a look at the Chemist Warehouse replay screen before, his knee was caught in a tackle in the goal square, and it was twisted underneath the tackler. They've since done the ligament test right down in front of me here. It's the inside of his left knee. So is that a posterior cruciate? You'll have to check. But anyway, they've got ice on it now, and I think that's him done for the day. Not a great debut.
Yeah, ice going onto that knee as we speak. So Finlayson with knee problems. Stevie J with a little head knock. Samuel Reid copped that one early on. So a bit of injury concerns for both sides, actually, as Dylan Shield escapes and half back with the pace and power. He lays it on the turf with an adventurous bounce, but he's turned the footy over. Kolajasny, his hands were sticky in the middle. He delivers to the outer side for the Cats.
Mackie sends a kick inside forward 50. Wiley Buzzer takes the mark just inside the 50-metre arc.
He's been really busy, the Buzzer. Don't worry about that. He
comes at the footy, draws the ball,
but puts pressure on. But once again, it's come on turnover footy. They set up so well behind the footy. It was Henderson on that occasion, and then the counter-attack. They took off.
Sam Simpson, the other first gamer out there for the Cats. Matthew Scarlett told us before the game there's not much of him. He said he's a bit like a jockey, but I can tell you what, there's plenty of this boy. 198 centimetres, 102 kilos, and he kicks from 50. Wiley Buzzer.
There he is.
And here they come, the Cats players, getting around the big Buzzer. He gives them the lead. They move to 5-3-33. The Giants 4-2-26. 18.5 played second term Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard.
It's fair to say he's a popular young lad. I think He's absolutely pumped about kicking that goal, and did all his teammates get around him. Mackie was on his back before it even went through the goals on the Chemist Warehouse replay.
5-3-33 the Cats, 4-2-26 the Giants. Both playing very bold footy. And a counter-punch from half-back. The Cats have looked to attack every chance they've got and turn these young Giants around, make them chase. So 18.5 gone second term. Cats with their noses in front. Thanks to McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. We're back in the middle. Lob versus Zach Smith. Zach Smith wins this forward. They set upon Dylan Shield, who's been terrific. His numbers for Triple M Bosch Tool Stats. Dylan Shield, Jude.
Dylan Shield has had 8 disposals. The best for the Giants is 13. Menangola now up to 18, and Dangerfield on 17 disposals.
So no one wins it away from this contest.
It just gives them a different look, though, with Buzzer down there. He's playing at the deeper forward. It's got Tom Hawkins sitting in front of him, and then Reece Stanley as well.
Yeah, it's a heavy forward line with Big Tomahawk and Buzzer down there. As the Cats, they'll enter again through College Jasney, spearing past Reece Stanley's down there now. Very big forward line with those three boys. For the footy is Murdoch. Stanley still hunting it. Running through out was Blitzar. He slams it on the boot. Is it got the carry to the line? It bounces through for a behind. So the Cats move to 5-4-34. Giants 4-2-26. Thanks to Bob Jane T-Mart's Troy Luff.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you can see on the screen right now, Finlayson's gone down into the rooms. A very disheartened young man looking at the inside of his left knee. So that's not a good sign if he's already into the rooms.
He sure delivered to core and on turn. He delivers on defensive 50 broadcast side to Jeremy Cameron. He went with a little low ball. He wants Patton. Oh, look at the hands. Sticky paws, I tell you. The arms were extended and the mitts and just wrapped around that Sharon like a vice. So Patton with the footy now at half-back, broadcast side. He'll blast it towards half-forward. Blitzas with a good spiking fist. Whitfield and Ward there. Mackie and Ward also. Ball out of play right in front of the interchange gates. 5 goals forward to the visitors. They lead the home side 4-2. It's been tight and tough, pretty fierce all evening, as you'd expect. 1v3. Port Adelaide v Richmond. What's happening in the city of Churches, Flano?
Tigers leading by 4 points, second term.
So Blitzarves from centre wing broadcast side, high up and under ball. Hawkins waits underneath it, causes the spillage. Zach Smith did really clever, released the arms. Errant handball, ball out of play, and we await a throw in. So 34 the Cats, they lead the Giants 26.
If you're just joining us, Joel Selwood withdrawn by the Cats around lunchtime this afternoon. Sam Simpson came into the side for him for his first game, and Daniel Menzel withdrawn after the warm-up, which is why Wiley Buzzer, probably a new fan favourite you'd think at the Cattery, is playing his first game, and he just kicked his first goal in AFL footy. Simpson shuffled the handball, wanted Parsons, wanted Black, didn't get to either of them. And Callum Ward just sits on top of Aaron Black here. Umpire held the whistle for a long time, let it play go. Kennedy's kick smothered. It's inside the Cats forward 50 now. Murdoch lays a strong tackle. Surely we're going to have a ball up. Oh, and he's pinged him. Jude Bolton, you're going to have to talk me through that, because the scrubbing kick has gone inside the Cats forward 50. Kelly picked the ball up and was tackled immediately by Jordan Murdoch, and it's holding the footy.
Yeah, well, you've just talked through exactly the way Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay shows. He had absolutely zero opportunity. There needs to be a whole referendum on this.
There does. I totally agree with you.
No one knows. It is an absolute raffle at the minute.
The interpretations are disgraceful at the minute.
Triple M C-Bar super special comments from Jude Bolton. He's calling for a holding the footy referendum.
Look at that.
Murdoch makes them pay.
Look at that.
There's cause enough to call a referendum. The Cats steam ahead. They move to 6-4, 40 points. And they lead by 14 over GWS 4-2-26 on the Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard. Red Z Lending Solutions.
You surely cannot get pinged when you are charging back, face towards your defensive goals. You're running, you pick it up and immediately get swamped and sat on. It's just a clear throw the ball up. That's all it is.
And then we see the interpretation today. We see in the Bulldogs game against West Coast Eagles, we saw Jakey Stringer get tackled by 3 players and still no holding the footy. Unbelievable. It's an absolute chook raffle at the moment, and they need to clean it up because the frustration is prevalent across the industry. It's thanks to McDonald's. Triple M Rocks footy, 6-4 the Cats, 4-2 the Giants. We're back in the middle, neutral ball. Umpire skips in, says give it to me. Structurally very sound the Cats today.
Tell you what, there's a couple of blokes pretty fired up in the box about this holding the footy.
14 points the diff to the visitors. They've been terrific. The Giants to escape on that one. Matty Kennedy just with a quick kick forward. Stevie J's going to pick it up. Front and square. Goes with a round the body ball. He wants Patton. He does. He goes with a little circus style up and under handball to Luke Scully. They backtrack to Haynes. Haynes, that hot kick is very high. It'll nearly bring rain. Spiking fist. The Cats clear their defensive 50. Wilson picks it up. Little Haynes has a little fumble. A tackle comes on him from Dangerfield. They've pushed them back here. They have to go lateral, and Aidan Core has it now broadcast side.
Spear the kick inside forward 50. Wants Patton. Cutting off in front was Henderson. Will it stay in for the big general? It will. He dances around Tui and snaps on the left foot, and he's just scraped across the face of goal.
That would have been an unbelievable goal. Once he stepped back in and got on the left. The big general, he's just looking really strong at the moment, but also just his hands, it's been very good.
Yeah, looks very good there on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen.
So, disputed ball. Have stuffed up the kick in here. They let the Giants in. Lockie Whitfield has to release. Surely that's holding the footy. Mitch Duncan not paid.
Bring it up with the referendum, mate.
He pinned one arm, and Lockie Whitfield did a complete circle in the tackle and didn't release correctly. So I'm not sure by what interpretation the umpire saw that one. So 6-4-40 the Cats, 4-3-27 the Giants. Whitfield at the back, round the body ball, not his greatest kick.
They've been set up so well behind the footy, the Cats. It's just now this transition. They need to think their way through on this exit.
So Harry Taylor, he gave it to Henderson on the way out. The discipline and the structure's been terrific so far. They don't want to waste the footy. They know they've got players back behind the ball. Motlop with it now. He went into the middle of the ground, and that's a beautiful kick as he delivers.
So the first game of Simpson, there's not a lot of him as he decides to switch it to the near side. Comes to Blitzarves. The Cats lead by 13. We've got just under 4 minutes to play in the second term here at Spotless Stadium. Blitzarves going to force to dump it long. It's going to go to Lloyd. Buse one out. Buse got front spot. Couldn't take the mark. Followed up his good work. Managed to shrug a tackle from Mummy, which is no mean effort. Gives it back to Simpson. He's being hunted by Smith. It is frantic, pressure-filled footy here as Motlop's dropped to the ground, but he's managed to find a target with Duncan inside Spotless Stadium.
Yeah, it was a terrific tripping kick because it got him back into the corridor. He goes to the outer side. Zach Smith marks at half forward, 55 from home. He's got the runners with him. It comes to Mackie now. A little chipping ball. Slipping over was Hawkins. Chipping in was Tomlinson.
Yeah, he just wanted to put that in front of Hawkins, and Hawkins just slipped as he went to double back, and it was really well read.
13 points to Geelong as Tomlinson to clear to the outer side.
It's a 2-on-1 there in favour of the Cats. Stevie J does very well, given that he was outnumbered. He thinks has gone over the boundary line. Henderson disagrees. Murdoch has a flying shot at goal. And he just misses. He's already kicked one in this quarter. So another behind of the Cats. They move to 6-5-41. The Giants 4-3-27. They trail by 14 points on the Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard.
So the architect in Heath Shaw was a little low dart, and he delivers to the chest of Wilson. So Wilson marks in the back pocket, outer side of the ground. 14 points to the good of the visitors. Wilson gallops clear. Went with a high up and under ball. Didn't quite get it. It's a chipping one, slicing ball, disputed at centre half back. So the Cats, they pounce on this. The Giants now, they worry out of it and they have to backtrack. The pressure comes, but Tomlinson's up to the task. And he squirts a little ball wide, and Heath Shaw marks broadcast side defensive 50. Just held up briefly is Heath Shaw. Again, Jude, you look at them from the broadcast box, the Cats, they're set up really well behind the ball.
Terrific defensive structure. It's forcing this down the line where they want the
exactly
numbers.
Where Heath Shaw goes, no mark taken. Blitzarve spins out of one tackle, two tackles. How is that not holding the ball? Umpire.
It is.
The referendum's already taking effect. Jude Bolton called for it. And finally, we get a correct interpretation as Whitfield receives the free kick. Saturday night footy at Spotless Stadium. We're doing it all thanks to McDonald's and that McDonald's Despicable Me 3 family box. Inside forward 50. Patton takes the mark. Will he go back and kick for goal? There's options on, but he's going to go back and do what he gets paid for.
Well, he just read the flight of the footy, and Taylor was looking for the body on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay. Lost him, and then he was able to come back without any contest there. It was very good work by Jonathan Patton.
Discover the new David Beckham fragrance, Respect, at Chemist Warehouse, the real house of fragrance.
Yep. I think Phil Davis, the Giant skipper's already discovered the David Beckham hairstyle out there tonight. Big Jonathan Patton, he's already got 2.
Get around
I tell you what, this man has his kicking boots on at this point. That's his 3rd. He cuts the margin back to 8 points on the Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard, and we've got under a minute to play in the second term. That's his 100th goal in his career, Jonathan Patton. Well done.
He's having some sort of game as well. Obviously 3 goals, 1 now. He's taken 4 marks. He's had 11 disposals. He's also laid the couple of tackles as well. But it's a really important goal for the Giants at this point, because the Cats have dominated this quarter. It's been on that turnover footy as well, but they've had just more efficiency going inside forward 50, and they've been under the pump, the Giants, by the pressure of the Cats.
Triple M C-Bus Super special comments, award-winning super for the building and construction industry. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy. 8 points the diff now. Back in the middle. Hitting high was Stanley. Just taps it forward. Cam Guthrie went with a little low ball. That's a clever kick. But getting back is that man. The man of the moment has put himself behind the ball. It's Jonathan Patton.
It's what they do each week. It's either Cameron or Patton. They just slide back straight away, and that's what's going to hold them in good stead for finals. You don't have to wait for the coach to make that decision. Your leaders get out there and make those decisions.
We see the Sydney Swans do something similar with Sam Reid late in quarters as Davis goes long down the line. Devon Smith waits at the 4. The footy's wrapped up in a tackle, not before he got the handball to Lloyd. Danger just willing himself into the contest here, and Blitzar's wrapped up in a tackle by Dev Smith. 8 points the margin in favour of the Cats. Seconds left here in the first half on the Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard.
So shadows of half-time. We're counting it down here. They lock arms, the big boys, the big dinosaurs. There's the circuit breaker to end the first half. GWS 5-3-33. They trail by 8 points. It's Geelong 6-5-41. Port Adelaide hosting Richmond in the City of Churches. A quick update for that one. I'll get to Jude in just a moment. No, I won't. We'll do that when we come back from this short break. For McDonald's, Triple M rocks football.
It's cold here at Spotless Stadium on Saturday night, round 15. GWS taking on Geelong, 1st v 3rd on the AFL ladder. The scores were level, 19 points apiece at quarter time, and at the main break, Geelong in the lead by 8 points. There's beanies and puffer jackets as far as the eye can see here at Spotless Stadium. Very cold night in Sydney. And a man who's walked in a pretty fashionable looking sort of jacket. It's a real nice double button, couple of breasts sort of thing. Jude Bolton, Swans champion.
Well, I saw Brad Seymour last time we were here, and he looked like he'd come out of a yoga class or something. He was wearing bare feet in the box. It just actually shocked me, to be honest. I tried to lift the standard a bit, fellas.
Brad Seymour,
Each to their own.
Liam Flanagan, you called team, and Troy Luff, the man on the fence. And for near-map aerial imagery, it's half-time in Adelaide, and Port are up by 15 points over Richmond, 4th playing at 6th down there. So some really good Saturday night footy action in round 15. Jude, we spoke in the break about the blokes have been playing very well. Some guys who need to lift for their respective teams?
Yeah, certainly. I'm sort of looking at a couple of guys like Dylan Shield, just needs to probably find a bit more of the footy. Only had the 8 disposals, also spent about 15 minutes of that first half on Menengola, who was the leading disposal winner. So, you need more of those guys who are really, prime movers. I felt Motlop was a little bit down. He wasn't working hard enough. He had Tom Scully on him at times on the wing, and we know Scully is such a power runner. You've got to lift your work rate, and of course Tom Hawkins as well. They need more from their key forward.
Is there a time with Stevie Motlop, and we know he's attacking prowess, and that part of his game is so exciting to watch, and it brings people through the turnstiles. But is there times, do you think, with him where you could assign him to a player? Like, could you go, Steve, I just need you to lock down. I need you to push up to a wing because we've got some young debutants playing. I need you to push up to a wing, and I need you to lock down Tom Scully.
Well, I guess there is that opportunity, but he does bring that X factor in that sense. But he is frustrating for Geelong fans in that sense. He the impact that he can have, and we know that he can have, but it's that inconsistency creeps into his game.
Just a bit of breaking news happening on the AFL front. 4 Melbourne players have been banned from selection, or were banned from selection, I beg your pardon, against Sydney on the Friday night after a drinking session. It's come to light that Jay Kennedy-Harris, Ben Kennedy, Dean Kent and Jake Spencer were all told they would not be selected against Sydney, according to a report that the quartet indulged in a drinking session after their VFL match last weekend, Jude. So just a little bit of ill discipline from some of the young demons.
Yeah, it looks like they got ahead of themselves a little bit, even the seniors a little bit as well. So, I mean, they had that amazing win over in West Coast and, have come back and been touched up on the Friday night footy. So, yeah, really interesting.
Yeah, and if you are just joining us, the news around this game today, obviously first v third, but Joel Selwood not playing tonight. He was withdrawn about lunchtime this afternoon, and Daniel Menzel also withdrew from the game after the warm-up, which sees Wiley Buzzer in for his first game, as well as Sam Simpson. And to get us underway in the second half, here's this man, Brad Seymour.
For McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy, 8 points to diff. Cal Ward was clever, sharked the tap, went to Dylan Shield. Jude asked him to get busy, he is straight away. First 10 seconds, kicks it forward, Stevie J at the back, misread that one. Rory Lobb comes up full-chested, good tackle on him, that came from Harry Taylor. And we've got a neutral ball, 45 out from the Giants' goal.
It's a great response from a young leader and a young champion of the game in terms of Dylan Shield. You want to come out, get your hands on the ball when you've had a quiet first half, and that's what he did. So
Mumford just reaches over. Zach Smith, it spills to blitz halves. He releases a quick kick. They've worked it to about 60 from defensive goal. Whitfield had a little fumble, goes back in for a second lick. That was clever. He just delivers to Bam Bam. That's Matty Kennedy. A high ball now back into the hot spot. They wrestle, ball at the bag. Zach Tui, we haven't seen a lot of him. Ball out of play. Bounces end on end. So the first minute of this third term, no change to the score yet. 6-5-41 the Cats. They lead it by 8 points, 5-3-33.
Boundary thrown inside GWS forward line. Quick hands by the Cats. Blitz halves. Feeds it off to Tui. He scrubs a kick outside their defensive 50. Buzzer keeps it in front of him. Gets Parsons involved. GWS have numbers. There's that man Shield. Quick hands to Cameron. Back to Kelly. Swings it inside. Patton will fly. Henderson, good body work. Just ran him under the footy. Taylor, he's hotly pursued by Ward. He just paddles it in front of him. Spills over the boundary line. He's pinged him. Razor Ray. You could see him wind up for the deliberate out of bounds.
Well, I think that's actually the correct call, to be honest. It looked like Taylor was aiming for that. He tried to do the mock sort of fumble and just an ordinary handball across or down the line.
Callum Ward takes the free kick, plays on. GWS have the first of the third term. They move to 6-3-39. They still trail the Cats by 2 points, 6-5-41 on the Triple M Exetel scoreboard. Exetel NBN, the speed you need.
The issue for Geelong there was that they just let it get over the back of the pack, and that's what forced Taylor to hunt back. He had to pick it up. He was getting worked upon by Callum Ward, who was just watching the hips on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay. He forced that errant handball along the boundary, and Razor Ray didn't he want to get over quickly to just ping him for that one. But what a finish by Callum Ward.
Triple M Seabar super special comments. Stu Bolton with us this evening. So we are back to a 2-point ball game. 41 plays 39, early stages third term, thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Mumford wins this one to about 6 o'clock. Shield to swoop on it again. That's a second clearance for him in as many minutes. Gives it to the fleet-footed Kelly. Kelly delivers to half forward. Henderson reads it best. Just holds this one up for the Cats. A defensive mark. He wants to go inboard. He wants it. He goes there now. So marking the footy is Aaron Black. Kick one in the first half, and they go up the line. They've worked it well to Jordan Murdoch.
Murdoch, just forward of centre, finds Parsons. He runs around the man on the mark and sends it inside, forward 50. Where's Hawkins? He's not in the contest. The kick just did Hawkins no favour there, Jude. It was too deep for him. It's fisted over the boundary line by Davis for a boundary throw.
Yeah, just drifted over the head of Hawkins and allowed Davis just to watch the flight, and he just sent it into the stands.
41 plays, 39. So Cal Ward with the opening goal of this second half draws it back to 2 points. They throw it in. Zach Smith gets to the back, used his body well on Mumford. Errant handball. Now Dylan Shield can run. He uses the handball. He wants the one-on-one, one-on-two to Stevie J. Runs to centre wing, broadcast side. Matty Kenny, look at the wave of orange going forward. Linking up is Kelly. Going to Stevie J. 52 from home. Stevie launches. A little narrow. 6-4-40 the Giants. The Cats 6-5-41. 4 minutes, third term, Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
Danger signs already. The Giants are double their uncontested possession. They've taken inside 4 times to 1.
Guthrie brings it in quickly to the outer side, finds Blitzarv, strong one-on-one mark over Guthrie. Hawkins, he's well held there by Davis. Mummy's wrapped up in a tackle by Murdoch. He's looking to get one back for that tackle in Canberra last year. Tomahawk will send it inside 50 now. Zach Smith is all on his own if it'll sit for him, but big old lumbering Zach, the ball just would not stop and it rolls over for a boundary throw-in.
He had to hit that target, though. He just did not give the big fella a chance. He just got to put it on his chest. He made the work back inside forward 50.
The visitors by one solitary point. 4.5 gone, third term. They throw it in. Forward pocket for the Cats. Front and square. Trying to release it was Aaron Black. Couldn't do so. Held in. We'll have a stalemate and ball up. Only 20 out from the Cats' goal. Parramatta Road end. Southern end here at Spotless Stadium. A lot of players round the footy.
You can see the communication of the Cats setting up behind the footy is really well structured.
Dylan Shield, he's been important in these early stages. Goes to Cal Ward and then to the one iron in Whitfield. He delivers up the ground with a little low ball. He wants Jeremy Cameron. Front and square was Scully. Has to release forward. He does. Menengola was well again. The leading possession winner in the first half. Ball pinballs around. Comes to Zach Tui. Tui puts him forward.
Buzzer!
Did Buzzer grab it? He did. He didn't get it on the first bite, but he certainly did on the second. And he marks 30 out directly in front Southern end.
Well, the beater was he just worked hard. He just worked to the front. He just fought his way past Haynes. And it was courageous sitting in front, but he just worked in and took that on Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay.
You've liked the way he's attacked the footy and drawn it all night, dude.
Yeah, absolutely. You come forward with vigour and a bit of presence.
From Mount Gravatt, left footer. He likes it. He's got 2. Wiley Buzzer on debut, and he's got a couple for the Cats. So they move out to 7-5-47. They lead it by 7 points, 6 minutes into the third time. The Giants are 6-4-40, and that happening on the Triple M Exetel scoreboard. And Exetel, NBN, the speed you need.
We spoke about the structure behind the footy for the Cats. That's what got that re-entry. They drove it in long. It was to a dangerous spot. It was still 2-on-1, but Buzzer just led hard on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay, forced his way to the front to take a really strong chest mark.
The Triple M Seabus super special comments from Jude Bolton, who will not deliver anything better this season than to declare Wiley Buzzer's nickname as beater. Very nice work, Jude Bolton. Love it. The ball is back in the middle thanks to McDonald's. Saturday night footy on Triple M. It's a belter of a game. 7 points the margin in favour of the Cats. Danger wins it away. Sends it inside forward 50. Here comes Beater. No mark taken on this occasion, though. The ball spills over the boundary line. Thanks to Bob Jane, Team Arts, Troy Luff.
Yeah, just a quick update on Sam Menegola. I said at half-time that he spent about the last 10 minutes on the bench. He started on the bench this quarter as well for the first 6 minutes and only just gone back on now.
Power by 15 points in the City of Churches, 41 to the Tigers, 26. So here, we've got a tight one. So the clearing kick. Mackie has to wait underneath it. He can't do so. Ball at the back now. Mackie goes back in. Did well with Colin Jasney. Puts him back inside 50, the Cats. But waiting there unopposed is Nathan Wilson. So he just holds up for just a moment. Cats by 7 points. 7 minutes third term. As Nick Haynes pushes up the ground. He'll mark broadcast side just backwards of centre wing.
You can see Geelong are just setting up more of a zone, so you're going to come. You've got opportunities to slice through them, but they've got to lead through and find a kick.
So he has to go up the line. That was clever from Lloyd. Gives it to Scully. He's going to get it back to one way, then the other. Daniel Lawyer's put it under good tackle. Immense pressure from the Cats. He was blindsided by Blitzarves. And he's brought down in a good tackle on the logo broadcast side. 7-5-47 the Cats. They lead it by 7 points, 6-4-40 the Giants.
Ball up, centre wing. Dangerfield just runs away from the pack. Had to give a handball as he was tackled though. Sold his mate Tui into some trouble, but he somehow gets it back. Goes to Guthrie. That's Zach, the younger brother. Gives it to Mackie. He spears a pass inside forward 50, but a good mark taken there by Tomlinson. He'll look to switch the play to the outer side.
The delivery to Tomahawk's been poor most of the evening. They haven't given him a chance to get involved in the match as the Giants clear to the outer side. Ball gets to the back. Can the General get back there first? No. Stevie J comes up full-chested. Him and Henderson collide. Neutral ball. Patton tries to clear it. That's holding the footy umpire. Has to be holding the footy umpire. And it is on this occasion. Harry Taylor will take the free kick just backward to centre wing.
And he sends the kick inside forward 50. Haynes will fly in front. Well spoiled from behind from the beater. That's Wiley Buzzer as he's been named by Jude Bolton. Tomahawk trying to get himself involved. Tomlinson quick hands to Haynes. The ball doesn't sit there for De Boer. Haven't seen a lot of him tonight, the former Docker. Great tackle coming from behind with Stevie J. Devon Smith will run away with it now. He's got a man steaming inside forward 50. Patton v Tui, one-on-one. Tui too strong for Patton. Didn't think that'd play out like that. And Tui, the former Blue, runs away with it.
Yeah, did really well. Recent handball to Motlop, pushing up the ground. He needs to be more involved, Stevie Motlop. Needs to run and create. So Henderson stops, plops, goes inboard, and they run now. Mitch Duncan did really well. Rides the bump, gives it to Stevie Motlop. A little party trick. He wears a looping handball to Murdoch. Wants to be involved in Menegola. They've turned it over now. Kelly's pressure was immense. Sweeps the handball to Ward. They line up across halfback. Williams, he uses Tomlinson, and then the one-on in Whitfield, and Whitfield bends it back to Scully. He lost it in the lights. Mitch Duncan did really well. They share it again. Motlop, a little bit of circle work happening here.
Tom Scully looked at Rory Lobb and said, why? That was your ball. I just landed between them.
Guthrie will go long down the line. And another intercept mark taken by Davis. And just in back play, we saw Stevie J just give one to Motlop, maybe sink the knees in afterwards as well. Just reminding his ex-teammate who the top dog or cat in this occasion is. GWS have it, their defensive 50, Adam Tomlinson. That was a real frantic period there for both sides, Jude.
Yeah, they were just a couple of fumbles at critical stages, but it was end-to-end stuff.
So Shield with the footy now. They do this well, the Giants. They pick sides apart. They won't be rushed. They're very patient with the footy.
You've got to have two styles of gameplay. You can't be just go at any stage. You can slice through, just take a bit of the sting out. They've sensed that it's been a high-tempo third term.
So Whitfield from halfback has to just draw it down the line, and that's okay because Lobb and Patton will contest. No mark. Ball out of play. So just forward of centre wing, Bob Jane T-Marts, Troy Luff, opposite side of the ground.
Yeah, really sad news, boys, for Jeremy Finlayson. He just crutched past me with a knee brace on his left knee. So obviously he's done some ligament damage. A really, really sad story for his debut.
He crutched past you.
We was on
Bob Jane T-Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist. Troy Luff delivering as only Troy Luff can.
Devastating news, though, for a young fellow. Just obviously all the family would be watching his opening game, and disappointing.
12 minutes third term. It's the Cats by 7 points. Neutral ball out of centre wing. It comes to Kelly, pushes it forward. Buzzers involved. That was clever by Heath Shaw. Just worried him out of it. Zach Tui working feverishly there. Tomlinson, slippery ball. Zach Tui comes back in for a second lick. Colin Jasney's there and held up in a good tackle by De Boer, and we'll have a ball up. So 7 points to the visitors, 12.5 third term.
Dangerfield up to 24 disposals. Cal Ward, the best for the Giants with 20 on the Bosch tool stats.
Yeah, the Triple M Bosch tool stats. Bosch Power Tools. Control your power tools through your smartphone with Bosch's connected range as the Cats go inside forward 50 again. The kick does Tomahawk no favours. Quick handball out came from Parsons in front of Menegola. It won't sit for him. Cool. Gives it to Shaw, and the GWS Giants will exit.
Poor
kick from Shaw has gone out of bounds on the full, though. It really gave Rory Lobb no chance. And it'll be Harry Taylor to bring it back in for the Cats.
Yeah, he wants to go too, Harry. This has been the method all night. They've attacked him on the counter punch, the Cats. Colin Jasney has to release the footy now, and he delivers to Aaron Black. Got one early in the first quarter, did Black. Turns on a 20-cent piece, puts it to the hot spot. No one can mark. Stevie J pushes in, just wants to go off the ground. Hasn't got the pace to go with it. Getting down low was Zach Tui. That was clever. Bends the ball back, gives another chance. Coming full-chested through. That was Parsons, I think. No, it was Simpson. But a free kick's been pulled out. And we'll come back going to the Giants. Big Sugar Shane Mumford.
Switch the play here. Heath Shaw. He's got it in the right back pocket. Jude, we've seen GWS love to do this all year, but the Cats' defensive structure has really stopped them from slingshotting on the other side of the ground.
Yeah, they've slid really well across. We've noticed in many other games of the Giants, they like to get it to the fat side and then go really quickly on transition, but they've been set up well behind and stopped it.
Yeah, and Daniel Lloyd is just forced to bomb it long to centre wing where the mark is taken by Blitzer. He'll square up and come in the corridor and find Motlop.
Yeah, he's been a little busier in this third term. That's touched off the boot. Menegola slips over in the middle, has to release to Henderson. They've got the numbers back. So a lateral footy to the broadcast side and ends in the arms of Lonigan. He goes with a spearing kick, and that's beautifully delivered to the debutant Simpson. So Simpson marks. Broadcast centre wing, lightly built. Looks like he has to run around the shower to get wet. So he delivers up the line. Hawkins comes full chested. That's a good mark. So he in turn, it's a little chipping ball, and that's clever. They've orchestrated that. Jordan Murdoch has the footy. Just went with a little low ball, and it's going to be a mark. Only, 15, 20 metres out to Aaron Black. Or is it Menegola? It's Menegola. So Sam Menegola is marked 15, 20 metres out directly in front, southern end. Yeah,
well, he's obviously he's leading 24 disposals on the ground, but he's just been able to find a little bit gap at the front of the square there.
Game number 19 gets his first for the evening. Had a big night, has Sam Menegola. Been one of the Cats' bests. So the Cats draw out to a 13-point lead. 8-5-53 the Cats. They lead the Giants 6-4-40. Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
Well, really poor effort there from the Giants defenders just to be able to sit there and allow that space 25 metres, 20 metres out directly in front of goal. It was a slow play that had enough time to get support, get some people back. And Menegola, who is having a terrific night, he's had 25 disposals, running at 63%, 10 contested possessions and 3 clearances. He was able to just drift into that space and take an uncontested grab.
Yeah, he's a nice story, Sam Menegola. He was a rookie at the Hawks, rookie at the Dockers. He's a fully fledged Cat now, though. The ball back in the middle, thanks to McDonald's. We'll get an update from Adelaide Oval in just a minute, thanks to near-map aerial imagery. Is sending down a massive tackle there. It was Jeremy Cameron against Mitch Duncan. Ball up, just forward of centre, favouring GWS. Mummy taps this forward. Ward read it best. Scully, he's wrapped up there by Mackie. And we'll have a ball up just outside of the GWS forward 50. Thanks to near-map aerial imagery, Brad. What's the latest at Adelaide Oval?
The home side by 16 points, 5-12-42. They lead Richmond 3-8-26. And that's at the 2-minute mark of the third term. They go forward again, do the Giants. Harry Taylor's there, spiking fist, ball out of play. So 30 out defensively. Was that a free kick?
Hang on.
What was that for? I'm not sure. Maybe there's something wrong with these binoculars.
Harry Taylor's pleading his case. It came off his back heel and went out of bounds on the full, they're saying.
That's stiff. So Rory Lobb's got the footy. Very acute angle. He'll bend it round left side. Has he bent it round enough?
No.
I don't think he has. There is a football god. So 6-5-41 the Giants. The Cats 8-5-53. 17 gone. Third term Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
Geelong bringing it in quickly. Come the near side. Guthrie working there with Murdoch. Goes back to Zach Guthrie. Both Guthrie's involved there. Although the youngster Zach, in his first game, has put that one out of bounds on the full. So it'll be GWS with the free kick right in front of the interchange gates.
So Patton's got a mismatch with Zach Guthrie.
Yeah, and Daniel Lloyd spotted it. He's just going to drop it on the head of Patton and Guthrie, but the help came from the experienced Taylor. He saw the mismatch. He was there to help the youngster out.
Motlop is a fumble. Lobb gets it. Quick hands. They share the footy. Cameron delivers over to De Boer. De Boer's hemmed in. Wants to bring it to the goal square. He does now. The Cats line up via Mackie, and they'll clear to the outer side.
Cats have got numbers here. They're running. They're willing. Mackie spearing past, but Josh Kelly, well read, saw the short kick on and spoiled over the boundary line for a boundary throw. And so 18 minutes played in the third term on the Triple M Exetel scoreboard. It is the Cats leading by 12 points over GWS.
Need to be a little cleaner coming out of defence. I mean, he's an experienced player.
Mackie's had some errors moving the footy tonight. He's just had a few opportunities to hit a target. Kelly was just watching his eyes and got that intercept then.
So Duncan, he works with Guthrie, Cam Guthrie on that occasion. And they gain about 30 metres for his club. Ball out of play. So just right next door to centre wing, outer side of the ground. 53 plays 41.
Cats still going tall inside forward 50. They've got Hawkins, Buzzer and Stanley, and obviously Parsons sitting in front.
So Ward to release the footy. Could have been holding the footy to Kelly. It is. So Cam Guthrie, he's been good. Or his Triple M Bosch-Tool stats. Cam Guthrie.
Guthrie's had 3 disposals in this quarter.
So a little chipping ball. That didn't back it up, did it?
Game.
Thanks, Jude. And stop punching me in the stomach as well. So they go forward again, the Cats. They fly. No one can mark. Play-on's the call. The Buzz wanted it. He wasn't allowed to have it. Buzzer has to release. That's clever by Cam Guthrie. Mackey's involved. Sweeping handball wide for the debutant in Simpson. A little round the body ball. Doesn't hit the mark. It finds grass. Reed to repel, and the Giants are out of side.
And Lobb's taken an uncontested mark here, and he's got Cameron over the top. And here comes the orange wave. Dev Smith gets the handball. Sold him into some trouble there, did his good mate Jez Cameron. He handballed a loopy one over the top. Mitch Duncan was right on his heels, and the ball has spilled over the boundary line. Boundary thrown right half forward for GWS. They trail by 12 points. We've played 20 minutes on the Triple M Extel scoreboard.
Mackey was pleading for out on the full or deliberate from Jeremy Cameron there.
53 plays 41. Zach Smith, he's had a good contribution tonight. Has to release the footy to Duncan. That's clever by Motlop. That's better one way than the other. That was evasive. Gives it to Murdoch. He goes round the body with a left shoe. They get it towards half forward. Reed goes back and lends a hand to Davis.
Fresh air handball.
An errant handball that came from Davis. Put a good tackle on Menegola. Holds him up now at half forward. And the Cats, well, they won that territory battle, but there will be a throw up at half forward. 65 out from their goal. They lead at 53-41. And we've travelled 20 and a half third term Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
Real arm wrestle at the moment, Jude.
Yeah, really frantic pace. You can come into an unstructured forward line.
Menegola sends it inside. There was no lacking of structure there. Reece Stanley one out against Phil Davis. And the mark has been taken.
Sam Menegola is having a real influence.
He's having
terrific influence, terrific night.
It was the perfect kick, though. It drew the forward in Stanley, just back to the footy. As I said, it's been unstructured because of the frantic pace, and he was able to just read the fly of the footy, come straight back and hook back lead.
So Reece Stanley, can he extend the Cats' lead? A roar from the crowd tells the story from the Cats supporters. The margin stretches out to 3 goals. Cats lead by 18 points, 8-5-58, leading the Giants 6-5-41 on the Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
This is a huge effort from the Cats. When you think you're losing your skipper, you've got a number of young players making their debut, and to come up against the number one side in the competition on their home deck, and they have been really touching them up, particularly on turnover.
The new Despicable Me 3 family box now available at Macca's. Made for sharing, made for family. For McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy.
That's 6 goals, 3 on turnover the Cats have kicked to 4 goals, 2 to the Giants on the Bosch-Tool stats.
So 3 straight kicks the diff now to the visitors. They've extended this one. Biggest margin in the game. So Dangerfield tries to escape, gives it to his shotgun man in Zach Tui, puts it high to the square. The Giants get the numbers back. He sure says, let's get out of here. Outside of the boot, clearing kick. Johnson's given away a free kick. Zach Tui will take it 60 from home.
Now, Jude, is it over-optimistic to say he's within range?
Oh, hang on.
He has a thumping boot, this man. He's in range the moment he gets off the team bus at any ground around the country. Apparently he was out of range, though, because he just chipped this one to the top of the goal square.
Simpson.
And it's rushed through for a behind.
Simpson had an opportunity to run on that. As soon as it came through, he could have just picked up the loose ball. Just overran it.
Cats moved to 9-6-60. Giants 6-5-41. 19 points the margin. 23 minutes played. Third term Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
So Nathan Wilson with the footy. He'll bring it in from that southern end. Just a little chipping ball to Aiden Core. He's held up. 30 out from his defensive goal line.
Really stagnant now, the Giants.
So is that because Geelong are structured up very, very well, or is that because they're not working hard enough?
No, Geelong are sitting inside in the dangerous space. So it means you've got to be able to get some movement through that defensive structure. You've got to try and lead through it. You can see Dylan Shield trying to work through and get a little short pass.
So Dev Smith with it now. has to chip it wide, and he does to the fleet-footed Josh Kelly. It's been pretty good this evening, Josh Kelly. Not as high as we've seen as his lofty standards of averaging 30, but he's still been very serviceable. Just forced to dump it down the line. Front and square. That was clever by Stevie J. They've got the numbers inside now. They line up. They get involved. Scully. De Boer. He's got Devon Smith. He wants to loop it across. Dangerfield to cut it off. Kolodjasny on the counter punch. They can attack through the middle now, the Cats. And it finishes in the hands of Motlop.
Stanley in the middle of Spotless Stadium goes to Mackie. The Giants have flooded back well, though. They've stopped the momentum, but a one-on kick. Hawkins, well defended by Tomlinson.
Terrific
Just got
athlete.
the closing speed, fisted it away, rebounds, get the kick. Jeremy Cameron now one out v Henderson. He wanted it more than Motlop, but Motlop slid down, taps the footy out. It is frantic here at Spotless Stadium. And Razor Ray takes the air out of the balloon by giving a free kick to Motlop.
Free kick to Motlop, after the ball. He tapped it away, but it was just over the shoulder.
Big passage of play, Stevie Motlop. Last 4 minutes. Actually, this quarter he's risen. What are his Bosch-Till stats, please, Stevie Motlop?
13 disposals now.
Little chipping kick to Sam Simpson. So Simpson gives it to Guthrie. Guthrie will go up the line on debut. Front and square, Heath Shaw. He wants the left side. Had an airy and a pinball out of play in front of Cam Guthrie. And we'll have a throw in right next door to the interchange gates. 9-6-60 the Cats. They're pressing hard here. 25 gone third term. 6-5-41 the Giants. And he'll wait a throw in. Ball spins back into play. Cats, Zach Smith gets to the front. Dangerfield battles with Dylan Shield. That was clever by Kennedy. Matt Kennedy, the Colin Gully kid. He just wanted it. He went back and found it and gives it to Kelly. Kelly to Aiden Core. And they're out on the outer side. Nick Haynes. Run, son, run. He does.
Bouncing.
He bounces it on the dewy turf. Once, twice. He wants a squaring little kick. Clever defence by Taylor.
He gets it back. Wilson, chip and kick out wide. Finds Lloyd.
Got Reed.
They want movement on early. Lloyd sends it in. Reed going up against Kolodjasny, but well defended there by the Cat. And he fists it out of bounds for a boundary throw in. 19 points the margin in favour of Geelong. We've got 2 minutes to play in the third term here at Spotless Stadium. Thanks to Bob Jane Team Arts, Troy Luff.
Really good atmosphere down here, boys, and that's because so many Geelong supporters have made the trip up here to Sydney. It's probably about 50-50 at the moment when it comes to crowd.
60-41 as the Cats escape from deep in defence. A long ball and Core, a little fumble. He went back with the flight, did Tomlinson, getting it forward out the back. Hawkins goes off the ground. He kicks it towards goal. The race is on. Aiden Core gets back. Leg speed one out. Hawkins doesn't give up. Sits on top of him. That's in the back. All he had to do was just neutralise the footy. The Giants can counter-attack now. Dylan Shields got it. Crosses defensive 50. Broadcast side. Whitfield gets involved. Little left foot. And that's a low darting ball to De Boer.
De Boer, big mummy, strong mark. Well-weighted kick. Kelly's out. He's running towards 50. Will he go the journey?
Kick.
No. Lovely kick. Finds Cameron 10 metres out, directly in front. Chance for the GWS to hit back.
Yeah, sensational transition from the Giants. They worked the handball. They worked the overlap handball, got it inboard, got it in the good ball, used his hands, and then when it's in Josh Kelly's hands, you know he's going to try and put it on a teammate's chest.
Doesn't have a major to his name yet tonight. Jeremy Cameron came into the game, 1 goal behind Buddy Franklin in the Coleman race. He's drawn level now. Jeremy Cameron draws level in the leading goal kickers race with Buddy Franklin, but more importantly pulls one back for the Giants. They move to 7-5-47, 13 points behind the Cats, 27.5 played Triple M Exetel scoreboard.
Well, he hasn't been held goalless all year as well, Jeremy Cameron, and it was certainly, that's the style of footy that he likes. Quick ball movement, working back towards goal, and it was a wave of Giants players working back inside forward 50 to the goal square. Jeremy Cameron on the end of a beautiful kick on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay from Josh Kelly.
Near-map aerial imagery from the city of Churches. The Tigers have clawed it back to 10 points. 43 Port Adelaide, 33 the Tigers in that one halfway through the third term. Thanks to McDonald's, Triple M rocks footy. Dangerfield involved again. Loops a handball over to the debutant Zach Guthrie. He gallops clear. The kick comes from Duncan. A little chipping ball. That's not his best effort. It aided the Giants. They get there in numbers. Menegola puts his snout over the footy as he's done all evening. Tries to push it forward to defensive 50. Offensive 50, that might be. Spills to Dylan Shield. Has to release that left side towards centre wing.
Long high kick. Cameron somehow karate kicked it out of midair. Lonigan there for the Cats though. Handball inside. Danger just brushes away Lockie Whitfield and says, good luck, son. Parsons wrapped up in a great tackle. No holding the ball, play on, says Menegola, does a 360. There's the three-quarter time siren. This game is red hot. First versus third on the AFL ladder. It was the Cats that'll go into the three-quarter time break in the lead by 13 points. Oh, I can't wait for the final term here at Spotless Stadium. And thanks to McDonald's, Triple M Rocks footy.
Three-quarter time at Spotless Stadium, and the visitors with their noses in front, 13 points. 9-6-60 the Cats. They lead GWS 7-5-47 with all the Triple M Bosch tool stats. Bosch connected range. Good, better Bosch. Here's Jude Bolton.
Well, we're looking to someone to step up in the absence of Joel Selwood, and it's been Sam Menegola. He's up to 30 disposals at three-quarter time. He's kicked the goal. He's had 10 contested possession. Dangerfield's had 32. He's leading disposal winner on the ground and been influential with 9 clearances. Best for the Giants has been Josh Kelly. He's had 25. Cal Ward's had 22. Nathan Wilson has had 20 and kicked the goal. Patton's still sitting on the 3 goals at three-quarter time, while he buzzes the multiple goal scorer for the Cats with 2 goals. It's been a fascinating, really tight and tough the entire time. The fact that it's been that turnover footy and a really impressive counter-attack by the Cats. Can they hold on in this final term?
Bob Jane T. Marts, the tyre and wheel specialist, best tyre price guaranteed. Troy Luff.
Boys, it's going to get very, very slippery in this last quarter. It's at the point now, it's 5.5 degrees down here, boundary side, and I can actually see across the grass the amount of dew that is now sitting on top of it. The ball's going to get wet, and players are going to be doing a lot of slipping over.
If you're looking for a feed to McDonald's Despicable Me 3 family box, it's good for sharing, it's good for the family. For McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy, Liam Flanagan to bring us home. 13 points the diff. Final quarter just about to get underway. GWS chasing win number 11. The Cats, can they get victory number 10?
Wilson sitting behind the footy, and also Kolajasny for
thanks to McDonald's. The ball is in the middle. Mummy gets the double tap moving forward. Danger. You know he's going to be up for it in this final term. He kicks wide to the outer wing. Whitfield didn't take the mark. Mackie kept his feet, used his smarts. Happy to see the ball over the boundary line. Luffy seeing visible Jude. Jude wants a referendum held on holding the ball. Snapper, it's all happening.
It is. Been an interesting week in footy, and it started Friday night at the MCG, didn't it? We'll hear more about that as the week goes on to neutral ball out of side. Zach Tui involved, gives it to Mitch Duncan. He launches one towards forward 50. Hawkins comes up, can't bend down to pick it up. Blitzarfs can. 55 from home, spins on the left.
Big
high
footy.
ball, that'll bring rain. They wait underneath it. Nick Haynes. He drops a chest mark. Not an easy one, I must add, to go after. Slippery ball out of play, forward pocket for the Cats. 13 points the diff. 60 plays, 47.
This is perfect position for the Cats to set up behind the footy. Just a defensive forward stoppage now.
Ball spins in. Mumford at the front. Whitfield gets a paw to it, leaves it behind. Core could have been held high or caught high. He thought so. Umpire thought differently. And we'll have a ball up. Opening exchanges, final term. It's the Cats by 13 points, a minute and a half in.
Inside the Cats, forward 50. Buzzer tries to shrug the tackle of Core. He's not going anywhere. Jude, Leon Cameron was vocally disappointed about his side's fourth quarter effort against the Lion last week. You'd expect to see an improved effort tonight.
Absolutely. They need to try and finish in a really flurry against the Cats, who have had their measure tonight.
Yeah, unfortunately they've given away a free kick here. Whitfield just probably overconscious of Patrick Dangerfield around the stoppage, and he's given away a free kick.
Yes, he just, as soon as he dropped the footy on the Chemist Warehouse replay, it just got knocked out in the tackle. He continued on with the tackle and landed in his back, so he'll go back and have a shot on goal from a pretty tight angle.
The Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen. Discover the new David Beckham fragrance, Respect, at Chemist Warehouse, the real house of fragrances. So, Paddy Dangerfield, he doesn't have his partner in crime, Joel Selwood, out there tonight. It has not slowed him down one little bit. And the star raises the fist and extends the lead for the Cats to 19 points on the Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard.
He's absolutely started this final term in fine fashion. Patrick Dangerfield up to 35 disposals, 20 contested, fellas, and obviously his first goal, but he's had 11 clearances, would you believe?
Sensational player. Triple MC Bus Super Special Comments, award-winning super for the building and construction industry. So Dangerfield extends it to 19 points. I don't think we've gone beyond that so far this evening. Early exchanges, 3 gone final term for McDonald's Triple M Rocks footy. McDonald's Despicable Me 3 family box. My dear wife took the family to see that yesterday. Magnificent show. Got into the Maccas. So we're back in the middle. Underway again. Dangerfield to escape. Right shoe. High ball towards half forward. The blink of an eye. Davis to go back and find it. He did well. Errant hand pass. He put Haynes under the pump. Uses Heath Shaw with a 1-2. He's cool. He's clever. He's Nick Haynes. And he finds...
Duncan did really well on the mark there.
Finds Kelly at halfback. They spread for him now. And this is the danger. The Giants can score heavily and quickly. A little chipping ball. Jeremy Cameron can't mark. Mackey's in the van. He puts Menegola under the pump. Was he caught high? I think he was. Actually, it was Dangerfield. And it'll be a free kick to halfback at the Cats.
Yeah, he just worked that well. He stood up in the tackle and just lowered the head enough to draw that free kick.
13 points the margin at three-quarter time. And the reigning Brownlow medalist seems like he's decided to win this game himself. He's kicked the first goal. He's extended the margin to 19 points. He's doing it at both ends of the field. As a big mark taken by Tomahawk. You haven't seen a lot of him tonight, but he got up and about there, stuck his hand up and said, "Look at me, boys. I am still out here. Don't you worry about this first game of Wiley Buzzer. I'm still the top cat in the forward 50." He spears a pass to Duncan.
So Duncan marks right on the boundary line.
He just fumbled that over the boundary line. He tried to con the boundary umpire.
Had a pretty good night, Mitch Duncan, for Bosch Tools stats.
He's had 23 disposals, Brad, 6 inside 50s and 5 clearances.
He was one you called for to lift with no Selwood. They throw it back in. Disputed ball, half back for the Giants. They win it through Wilson. Errant handball. Callum Ward makes it look all right. The Colin Gully kid gets involved. Comes to Devon Smith. Left shoe round the body. Blitz half, read it bare. Spiking fist, ball out of play, out of side centre wing. So the Cats in control at the moment. 10-6. They lead at the Giants 7-5. 5 gone final term.
Blitzavs. I've never been a fan of the double-handed fist at any stage. Get the hands on it. Take a mark.
Boundary throw in. Left half forward for GWS. They need a goal. They trail by 19. As Cal Ward tries to get the handball to Steve J, but he's taken over the boundary line. Jude, the third man up rule, it's sort of stymied Mark Blitzar's career. He was a best and fairest winner at Geelong a couple of seasons ago, and then this new third man up rule, it's really limited what he's able to do around the ground.
Yeah, he's had to rediscover where he fits into this Geelong lineup, but certainly he brings that tackling pressure. You know, he's obviously an elite runner, so he's been able to find his edges around the wing and things like that as well, and as that follower.
Ball just hemmed in, centre wing out of side. So 6 minutes gone final term. It's the Cats by 19 points. The scores were level at quarter time. The Cats led it by 8 at the main break. 13 points at three-quarter time around the grounds for near-map aerial imagery. What's happening at the City of Church?
Late in the third term, Brad, the Tigers have hit the front. They're in front by 2 points, 7-10. Plays the Port 6-14.
Here, it's Geelong by 19 points. Plenty of time left in this one. They throw it in, centre wing out of side. Mumford working feverishly, just tries to release Kennedy. He does now. It comes to Wilson. He wants to backtrack. Centre wing draws the ball forward. A high ball, and in drawing it, he's drawn it out in the full, so it'll be a free kick at half back to Lonigan for the Cats.
So a real arm wrestle here at Spotless Stadium. Giants 7-5-47 trail the Cats 10-6-66 by 19 points. 6.5 played final term. Triple M Red Z Lending Solutions. It is first v third. A win here to the Cats would make a logjam at the top of the table. Paddy Dangerfield steams away from the contest, sets it up for Guthrie. Could have been a free kick. Play on, said the umpire. Tomahawk goes the handball over the top. Guthrie's back on his feet, and the ball is ushered over the goal line by Aiden Core. Patrick Dangerfield simply willing himself into this game now, Jude.
Oh, he's just having an immense impact. He's just getting involved. It was a beautiful kick to Guthrie. He did everything for him.
So the Giants go up the middle. Jeremy Cameron, and then he goes wider still to Ward. He wants to take on Blitzarves on the man on the mark. He does. A squaring ball, a low ball. That's clever. They're looking to run and gun now, the Giants. It comes to Whitfield. Whitfield from centre wing. A lovely weighted kick. And he finds Stevie J at half forward out of side. Stevie
just pointing, directing traffic. He's going to lope around on the right shoe. Lob needs to impact the game, and that's how you do it. Sticky hands. He's on a tight angle. 45 from home.
He hasn't done much tonight. He's only had the 7 disposals. That was his 3rd mark. Rory Lobb, this would be a great one for a conference, but to also spark the Giants in this final term.
He's been out since round 9 with a hip injury. That dramatic win over the Tigers. Dearly love him to hit the scoreboard here, Rory Lobb. He raises the right juke. Welcome back, Rory Lobb. Say his teammates and the fans. The margin's back to 13 points, 14 points in fact, 8.5 minutes played. Triple M Red Z lending scoreboard.
It was their first inside 50 in this term, and obviously we know how well Dangerfield started. He's had 6 disposals, next best is 3 on the Bosch Tool Stats, and that's Cal Ward. But just that entry and just to have a tall target who can put the jukes up and clunk it like that, it's invaluable.
Bosch connected range, good better Bosch. The Triple M Seaver Super special comments, award-winning super for the building and construction industry. So GWS, they draw it back to 14 points. 67 plays 53. Plenty of time left. We've only travelled 9 minutes. Final term. It's thanks to McDonald's. Triple M rocks footy. Disputed ball in the middle. That was clever by Kelly. De Boer's involved. Dylan Shield. A lightning quick handball. Releases Whitfield. Broadcast centre wing. Sells some candy. Goes on the left. Low ball towards half forward. Mumford slips over. Henderson in his back. No, said the umpire. Just keep going at the footy, boys. Lonigan. They've got the players back. Zach Tui now to release.
Terrible kick.
And he's kicked it straight onto the chest of Rory Lobb. A cute angle, but only 35 from home.
That's where he kicked the last one from, Brad.
Correct.
This is alarm bells for the Geelong at the moment. The Giants are starting to get some of that uncontested possession. They've got ball in hand. It's up to 23 uncontested possessions to 10 in this final term.
You talk about athletes. What about this boy? 207 centimetres, 104 kilos, and runs like the wind. So he's on the runway now. Stuttering approach. He hasn't got the arm up just yet. It's going to be a miss. He pushed it. So 10-7, 67 the Cats. 6-5. Sorry, that's 8-6, 54. So margin 13 points. 13 points. Plenty of time left in this final stanza.
Tui, the man with a cannon for the shoe. Sends it in, but Rory Lobb. Where have you been, Rory Lobb? He had 7 touches for the whole game, and now he's doing everything.
He's like Vardy for a West Coast.
Oh, and he shoot a kick in there and gave Stevie J 0 chance at taking a mark. It'll be a free kick to the Cats for out of bounds on the full. Rory Lobb, he's been inspired by Patrick Dangerfield, Jude.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. In these sort of clutch moments, you need to will yourself into the contest, and that's what he's been able to do. Another out of the full.
13 points, 11-minute mark. It's a horrible kick too. So it'll be a GWS free kick, centre wing, or just forward of centre wing, out of side. Nick Haynes with the footy. Plenty of time to travel in this one. He's just going to launch it back in. One for the high flyers. No one can mark. Not unexpected. Comes to the back to Zach Tui. Cam Guthrie involved. Draws a man to him. Releases Henderson via hand. Mitch Duncan lends a hand also. He wants to kick the footy broadcast side. Kicks it towards centre wing. And it goes end on end in front of young Buzzer. Out of play. Right in front of Troy Luff. Bob Jane T. Marks, the tyre and wheel specialist, our man.
Yes, boys, just having a look, as we mentioned before, with the dew, the grass now is so wet that players aren't picking the ball up cleanly. It's just getting on the ball, sliding straight through.
And Bob Jane T. Mars, best tyre price, guaranteed.
Boundary throw in, centre wing near side, right in front of the interchange gates. Cal Ward clears the area for Giants. Mummy just took Taylor out of the contest, sends it inside 50. Stevie J shins it away, wanted Devon Smith, wouldn't sit for him. Murdoch ushered to the boundary line. Stevie J, was he taken high? Play on, spills over the boundary line.
Look at Harry Taylor.
There's a bit going on, Joe.
He's laying on his ex-teammate, just giving him a bit of a word of advice.
When he exchanged, the Cats 67, the Giants 54. They're pressing hard here, the home side. They're sniffing win number 11. They throw it in. Rob left it behind. De Boer was hard on Menegola and Motlop. He wanted the footy. Releasing now to Shield. Shield is close to the boundary line. There it is. It's over. And it'll come back. And we'll get a throw in about 60 metres out from the Giants' goal. Kicking to the southern end here at Spotless. Right of your radio dial. 10-7 the Cats. 8-6 the Giants, 13 final term.
You can see the Cats forward line are trying to draw their numbers back out. They're all getting drawn up this stoppage. Black as well is getting pulled up.
Seabus super special comments from Swans champion Jude Bolton. GWS sent it inside 50 through Wilson, but a good mark taken there by Henderson. Saturday night footy on Triple M thanks to McDonald's, and Guthrie has the mark, right back pocket for the Cats.
Yeah, a little squirting ball.
Got numbers here.
They've got the numbers back. Menegola involved again, and he releases Simpson on the outer side. They've got the players running. They line up together. He has to backtrack back to the debutant Simpson. Simpson, that was a little bit nervous. Menegola, now Motlop has to go round the body, and he's turned the footy over. And Wilson marks just backward as centre wing outer side.
That's team defence. Just
plays on quickly. He's got Stevie J in the middle. Will he send it in? He wants Whitfield to run for him. Whitfield instead leads back towards him. I think he wanted him to keep going. Whitfield, he needs to move it quickly. The Cats flooding back as they have all game. Scully, was he taken out by Simpson? Oh, young Sam Simpson, it's his first game of footy. He made a meal of it on the outer wing, trialled by a fire, and then he's given away a free kick 40 metres out directly in front of Tom Scully.
Leon Cameron will be really pleased the way they worked that. It was just a strong team defence. They got inside pressure. It was Wilson who took the dangerous space. They got that turnover mark, switched it quickly, and then the young fella was panicked under a little bit of pressure as it came in.
It's hot at the senior level of AFL footy, and Sam Simpson's discovering that. Tom Scully wanted it to go left to right, went left, didn't go right. It's one behind. The margin is back to 2 straight kicks. The Cats 10-7-67 lead. GWS 8-6-54. Triple M Red Z leading scoreboard.
Zach Toohey with a footy. Southern end. He looks straight up the middle. He shows a little bit too much. The ball gets to the back to Dangerfield. He's off. One bounce, one way than the other. Zig, zag. He's lost the footy. He has to release now. He does. That was clever. Lonergan puts him inside forward 50. No one can mark. Ball gets to the back. Haynes is there. Buzzer to put the pressure on him. Ward has a shocker. Ward, well, he went with the left side. It was errant at best. Hit the outside of the boot and he kicked it out in the full. So Buzzer gets the free kick. Already landed a couple as the Buzz. So he's very, very hemmed in. Acute angle. He'll have to kick it around the body. Ward smothers. Play on's the call. The numbers come. And watch the wave run. Here they come. They come through Scully. He left it behind. The next wave, push it forward to Dev Smith. Coming through was Mackie trying to hold the footy up. Motlop's involved also. Coming through was Guthrie, and the debutant pushes it forward, but Wilson did really well to half forward.
It's almost inside GWS forward 50.
Patton's got
just wrapped up Guthrie. Guthrie went there. Don't argue. Play on, says the umpire. Jude Bolton. Where's the referendum you've been calling for? Henderson. He sends it inside. Catch forward 50. Davis takes the mark. And here comes the orange wave. Kennedy to Shaw. He's got Haynes on out the outside if he wants him. He says no. Bounces inside forward 50. Mummy's just got to turn around. But the boundary line is going to beat him. No, it won't. Stays in. Mummy snaps towards goal. Patton v Guthrie. Patton too strong. Taylor's back there. It's all happening. I'll give it to you, Brad. I'm out of breath.
Yeah, Guthrie involved. The debutant turned the footy over. Whitfield left side. Lockie Whitfield left side. From 35, a bending ball, Lockie Whitfield gets his first for the evening, and they are coming hard now. 5 points the difference. lift to the Giants. The Cats got their noses in front. 67 plays 61 on the Triple M, the Red Z lending scoreboard. And Red Z, the lending solutions for the self-employed.
Well, what a finish by Lockie Whitfield after a frantic couple of minutes. That was just absolutely intense footy. Two heavyweights who are genuine contenders this year. And they were back and forth. It just got the pressure on, but Whitfield was able to get out and get onto a left foot, and just a quality finish on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay.
Oh, what a game here at Spotless Stadium Saturday night. One straight kick the margin in favour of the Cats. GWS have been given the free kick out of the middle. Callum Ward plays on, takes the advantage. Stevie J wants the free kick. It's fisted over the boundary line by Harry Taylor. The experienced Cats defender relieves the pressure. So boundary throwing, right forward pocket for GWS. They trail by one straight kick. Top of the table on the line here tonight.
Yep, GWS win. They'll sit one game clear. They throw it in. Ball gets to the front. Ward leaves it behind. Dangerfield does not. Murdoch hemmed in. Goes back to Dangerfield. A little low ball round the body. They've worked it to about 60 from home. Heathshaw comes up. Gives it to Dev Smith. Pressure comes from blitz halves. And the ball out of play, and they'll throw it in. 67 plays 61. 19 gone final term.
Dangerfield up to 41 disposals now, 12 clearances. Next best is 32, fellas, on the Bosch Tool stats.
So we await the throw in. Broadcast side, 60 around from the Giants' goal. They lock arms, the big boys. Zach Smith gets it to the front. Spills to Whitfield again. He's had a huge final term. High ball. Spiking fist that came from Lonigan. 40 metres out from the Giants' goal. Broadcast side, they'll toss it in. The Cats 10-7. They lead the Giants 9-7. 19 and a half final term. Triple M, Red Z lending scoreboard.
Stevie J lurking.
Boundary thrown inside GWS's forward 50. Stevie J is lurking. Devon Smith, Daniel Lloyd, Whitfield. He's already kicked to go in this final term. You've got to remember the Cats are doing this all without fearless skipper Joel Selwood. He withdrew at lunchtime today after last week's concussion. No Daniel Menzel either, Jude.
He's just going to run outside here, Stevie J. He wants this outside on the defensive hit.
Only 25 out. He left it behind Stevie J. Ward pushes it towards the boundary line. We'll get a boundary throw in. So all players in one half of the ground. 19 and a half gone. Nearly 20 minutes final term. Cats by one straight kick. They've been so gallant all night with their noses in front most of the evening. Lob works it to the behind, to De Boer. De Boer, high ball, one-on-one. Patton can't mark. Ball in the grass. Patton goes back after it. Sniffing around was Buse. Just tries to release the footy. He can't do so. He's hemmed in and will have a ball up. 25 out from the Giants' goal. They trail by 6 points.
So we're inside the Giants forward 50. It's been here for the last couple of minutes. Lob, he tapped it to where he thought Stevie J was, but it's where Harry Taylor was. Scrubbing kick. It's headed towards the boundary line. He's pinged in. Now Aaron Black was within 2 feet of that, Jude. And he's pinged in, but Court does not care. He sends it deep inside forward 50. The big boys will fly, and Smith will fist it over the boundary line for the Cats. 6 points the margin. We have 7.5 to play. Final term here at Spotless Stadium. Triple M Red Z lending scoreboard.
Well, you were just watching the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay. Chris Scott dropped the phone when he saw that deliberate out of bounds.
It's a chook raffle. Absolute chook raffle. No one knows what the outcome's going to be, and that's the problem. As Lloyd goes high with an up and under, and Dangerfield sits underneath it in the back pocket. This is a bold play. They've switched to the broadcast side. He demands his boys run after the footy. That was clever. Cameron cut it off. He goes back towards Williams. He's caught in a good tackle. Cameron goes back. He's got it again. 65 from home. Long ball, Jeremy Cameron. Patton's marked it! The big general. 8 metres out, acute angle, southern end. The big boy, Patton, he's already got 3. Cameron did the damage further up the ground. So he settles now over the ball. He'll have to bend this round the body. It's an acute angle, and he's not far out. Plays on now. Bends it back. He's got 4! We are locked up. We are level. Even Steven, 22 gone final term. 67 apiece on the Triple M's Red Z Lending scoreboard.
Well, he's had an unbelievable impact tonight, Jonathan Patton. He is pumped after kicking that goal. But you mentioned, Brad, it was bowled by Dangerfield. He probably didn't need to do it. He took on, went the fat side, took on. It was outnumbered by the Giants. Cameron was able to sweep it back and put it to a dangerous spot. And on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay, those dukes that we've seen, it was a strong contested mark inside forward 50.
Jonathan Patton is pumped up beyond belief right now. Why would you take him off? He's sitting on the bench now. The ball back in the middle to McDonald's. Scores a level. You've got the best forward in the game sitting on the bench. Geelong clear it away. Menegola, he'll spear it over the top. He's sure. Experience, cool, calm. He's going to switch it here.
Pressure's on.
Tomlinson needs to sit for him. He's in trouble. Handball over the top. Will it sit for Whitfield? Play on. The umpire's picked out a free kick here, and he's taken all the momentum away from GWS.
Yeah, it was a holding free kick against Simpson on Tomlinson.
Yeah, late tackle.
He's going to give Geelong all the time in the world to set up now. Whitfield has it right half back.
So, right on defensive 50 is Lockie Whitfield. He wants the corridor ball, and that's clever. He goes there now. Will Davis marks the ball, and they switch to the outer side. They go laterally to Nick Haynes. He's able to gallop clear. Crosses defensive 50 and kicks long. But it's going to come back because that's marked by Menegola on the outer side centre wing. He goes with a low dart. That's a beautiful looking kick to Aaron Black. He's going to blast the ball to the hot spot. They'll fly. Then the buzz mark. No, he can't. They bring it to ground. Matty Kennedy uses good hands. Flicks it to Davis. Flicks it to Heath Shaw. And they're out for the moment, GWS.
He's kicked it to a one-on-one. Rory Lobb getting very busy in this final term. He's been quiet for the first three, but he's kicked an important goal in the last one. He's got it on the right half back.
Still 5.5 minutes to play.
Now, a long time. Scores are level, though. 1v3 on the AFL ladder. Kicks to a contest. Harry Taylor rose highest. He's taken the mark. He's going to work defensive here through Kolajasny.
Yeah, Kolajasny. Oh, that's not his best
Big
kick.
footy.
He's shown too much of it to Lloyd. Lloyd just hacks it forward. Dangerous ball, chaos ball. Lonigan has to mop it up. Uses all his experience and gives it to Mackie. Mackie to the outer side. No one can mark. Black was hard in on the contest.
That was a good contest.
And getting up late was Wilson. Forced the ball out of play. Centre wing outer side. We are all locked up again. Bob JT March, true love.
Boys, record crowd for non-Sydney Derby. 15,007 people here. It's about 50-50. The atmosphere is fantastic.
And they are being treated to a cracker of a game from these two top teams. Scully to Kelly, back to Schill. All the big names getting involved for GWS. Tumbles towards forward 50. Mummy taps it down. They've got numbers here. Mummy toward the skipper. Kelly wants his left shoe, has to go to hands instead. Dev Smith feigned to go for the slack forward, almost got taken by the boot. Sliding in on top there was Taylor. Did he hatch over the ball? Razor Ray's winding up. But he's going to ball it up. So we're inside Giants forward 50. 4.5 to play. Scores are level.
You feel like it's set up for a bit of mercurial magic. It's Stevie J or someone like that around these sort of stoppages.
10-7 apiece. Stanley brings this one forward to Dylan Shield, to Scully. Good tackle by Menegola. The pressure's been immense all evening. It comes to Ward. He has to release. That's Scully with the footy. It's clamped in to him. Neutral ball. We'll have a ball up. 45 out from the Giants' goal. They're attacking the southern end. Menegola caught one in the face. He's just holding his head just behind this stoppage. They throw it up. They go at it again. Ward just picks the ball straight onto his boot. High, it'll bring rain. They fly from all angles. No one can mark. Scully was clever. Front and square. Goes to Whitfield. Back to Scully. Scully from 30 metres out. Puts it to a dangerous spot. They punch it through. It'll be a minor score, and the Giants with their noses in front. They're 68. The Cats are 67. We've travelled 26 final term Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard.
Well, both Scully and Whitfield were caught on their opposite boot.
Cats bring it in straight down the middle. Stanley no mark. Parsons at the fall of the footy. He sends it long towards forward 50. The foot race is on. Murdoch is lightning quick, but he overruns the footy. Tomlinson tackled by Buzzer. Wilson hands away to Scully. He'll go to the outer side where the Giants have numbers. Haynes, will it sit for him? It bobbles, it bounces. Blitzard chases him. We know he's got the leg speed. Shuffling kick forward. No clean possession taken. Reid does very well for the GWS.
Yeah, Motlop has to put his snout over it now. He does so. It's hemmed in. Big Sugar Shane Mumford's got him. And we'll have a ball up, half forward for the Giants outer side.
Patton's still stuck on the bench, Jude.
Yeah, still stuck on the bench. After the kicking that epic goal, he's then stuck on the bench. Aaron Black got a terrible bounce running back inside forward 50 before.
Home side by a point. The Cats steal it. Lockie Whitfield involved again. Left side. Kicks it inside forward 50. Disputed ball. Chaos ball. No one can get their hands on it. They pile in on top. 35 out from the GWS goal. And we've got a stalemate. We'll have a bounce. 10-8 plays 10-7. 27 and a half gone final term. We are inside the final 3 minutes.
The ball up inside GWS's forward line. Jonathan Patton's kicked 4 goals and he can't get back on the field. Danger to Mackie. Great tackle there by Stevie J. Should have been holding the ball. Play on, says the umpire. It spilled over the boundary line. Boundary throw. And surely, Jude, a runner gets a message to a GWS player and says, get to the bench. We need Jonathan Patton back in the forward line.
There has to be something, but it's camped on the other side of the ground. They can't lose the structure at this point.
So 1 point the diff to the home side. Stanley bashes this one forward. In front was Davis, the co-captain. Just blast the ball forward again. And Lloyd, he dropped it. It's a Dewey ball, so we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. All this happening. 35 out from the Giants' goal. Attacking the southern end. They've owned the footy territory all this quarter.
They're plus 31 in disposals. It's been Dangerfield against the whole Giants midfield.
So ball spins back in. Stalemate. We'll have another bounce or a ball up. 10-8 plays 10-7 as we approach 29 minutes final term.
Yeah, inside the final 2.5 minutes on the Triple M Red Z Lending scoreboard. Red Z Lending Solutions for the self-employed. Lob, great tap by Stanley, clears the defensive 50. Scully leads in the race though, as he so often does. He snaps around the body, but Blitzarves, uncontested mark. The Cats have got to go. They trail by a point. All of his teammates are urging him forward. He sends it long up the corridor. Here comes Heater Shaw, fist from behind. Whitfield at the fall. Scully, quick hands, overcooked it for his teammates. Dangerfield, scrubbing kick, didn't get clean contact. This time he does. Sends it forward, leading Aaron Black. He's done bugger all day. 50. A chance to win it if he can move it quickly. The kick, Jeremy Cameron. He pushed back defensively and took a chest mark uncontested. 40 out from his defensive goal.
Yeah, he goes laterally from true centre half back out to the flank, broadcast side.
Lonergan was loose, working back. He just could not get the penetration on the kick to get it to him.
Yeah, couldn't execute. Nick Haynes, just a little chipping ball, 9-9 style.
They've still got to play it out though. 1 minute 36. You've got an opportunity here. It's going down to a contest down the line.
Tomlinson, as far as he can. They've got it to centre wing. Patton's big mitts were extended. Couldn't mark that occasion. And ball out of play, centre wing, right in front of the broadcast box. The Giants have got their noses in front. They're 10-8. The Cats 10-7. They've been gallant this evening.
Cal Ward and Dangerfield on each other at this stoppage, both clearance kings.
They throw it in now. Ball gets to the back. De Boer was clever. Left it behind. A little fumble. There's no time for that now. Disputed ball. They've pushed it into the centre square. Neutral style. And we'll have a ball up. 1-on-1
in each end of the ground. You can get a quick kick out of the stoppage and go into an even contest.
1:13 to play. Simpson's just sprinted to the bench to get Motlop on. He's in the clear. Hanson didn't see him. Henderson didn't see him. Going back with courage was Kennedy. Here comes Motlop fresh off the bench. Kennedy on hands and knees. Motlop tries to run away with the footy. We're inside the final minute. Ball bobbling around in GWS's defensive 50. The Cats. Shield just snaps out of bounds on the full. It'll be a free kick. 50 seconds to play. Giants lead it by a point.
So Harry Taylor to put it in.
Every number's flooded back.
Called to play on now. He kicks it to the hot spot. There'll be about 50 fly for this one. Ball comes to the bag. Just with a chance. That was Parsons. Couldn't release the footy, held up.
He had an opportunity, got picked up and just got swamped by Giants players.
So, throw up. Cats, forward 50, smothered off the boot was the kick. Shaw, he shanks a kick out of bounds on the full. It's got to be deliberate. It hasn't gone out of bounds on the full. Cleared defensive 50. It is out of bounds deliberately. It'll be a free kick to the Cats.
30 seconds, just find a target.
So he waits. They go inside again.
Tomahawk!
Tomahawk's got it. He marks 30 metres out, 45-degree angle.
Chris Scott is absolutely pumped on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay.
20 seconds remaining on the clock. He can chew this clock right down, but he must convert. They trail by a point, the Cats. He's got one for the evening, the big boy.
It'll be after the siren.
Hawkins on the runway. There's the siren. They trail by a point. Hawkins kicks for goal.
It's a behind.
He's missed. First draw for the season. All locked up. 10-8, 68 apiece. We have played out the first draw of the season. Players left gutted.
Ladies and gentlemen,
they are completely spent. An uncompromising affair all evening. No song. The boys in the box look at each other. They cannot believe it. Scores are level. If you've just jumped in the chariot and joined us, it has been a frantic match, 1v3, and we got what we came to see. A record crowd for a non-derby evening. 15-odd thousand had packed into Spotless Stadium for this one, and it's ended as 10 goals, 868 apiece. What a match, Jude Bolton.
And just incredible scenes here. I mean, the fact that Geelong had come here without their skipper, it was just heroic to be so in front by that long, but then you knew the Giants were going to come. This Cats lineup had scored heavily on turnover. They'd just gone and just taken the game on. But then when the Giants started to get momentum in the last, it was Cal Ward, it was Kelly who willed them into the contest. I thought Lobb was terrific. Dangerfield's finished with 45 disposals and 13 clearances. And we come down to that final kick and it just couldn't get it done.
Well, players, they all converge at half forward at the northern end. They cannot believe it has ended in a draw. They all shake hands. It's been played in magnificent spirit, this game. But had it ended in the season's first draw, 10-8, 68 apiece. Just remind our listeners of that one. The other winners so far this evening and prior, actually there's a game going on in Adelaide. It's the Tigers by 19 points, 18 minutes gone final term. The Tigers 70, they lead the Power 51. So what a turnaround that has been.
What it does to the ladder, Brad, GWS do reclaim top spot. They now go 2 points clear of the Crows. They're on 42 points. Adelaide, after their win today, are on 40. And the Cats hold on to third spot, regardless of the result now at Adelaide. They are on 38 points, 2 points adrift of the Crows and 1 win adrift of GWS. But, yeah, they say it's like dancing with your sister, Jude, and the looks on all the faces sum it up.
Oh, they're bizarre feelings, the draw. But to be honest, it was just such a riveting game the entire time. It was very tough and tight for those first 2 quarters, and then Geelong started to get on top. But what a fight back from this.
Thanks to the host broadcast, we've got Patrick Dangerfield on the field.
Both teams had their opportunities to win, but in the end it's a draw and life goes on.
We controlled the game for the first 3 quarters, but just couldn't hold the momentum for that last 20 minutes.
Yeah, that was the challenge, and we sort of played a bit into their hands. And credits too, GWS really stepped up their pressure around the ball and started to hit those short ones and get that rebound footy going. So, disappointing result. We had our opportunity, so did GWS, but I think if you're a Cat supporter watching or a player, you can hold your head high and say we're going in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely. Menengola was particularly important around the ball field as well with Joel out.
Yeah, with Scott Sow and George Horn-Smith going down, Menes has played sort of a half-forward role and really stepped up tonight. And it's his off-field leadership as much as his on-field stuff, which is just as impressive.
You almost back Hawk in on most occasions to dob it from there.
Yeah, absolutely. But that's the game. There's, that's one opportunity, but there are a million others throughout the game for both sides. So I don't look at that last shot in isolation and say that's it. There are plenty of others, but we took some good things out tonight.
Mate, go and try and digest that. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks to Channel 7, Brad Sewell, bringing us that particular interview. with the Cat star Paddy Dangerfield. We have played out the season's first draw, 10-8, 68 apiece. We cannot believe the scores were level at quarter time. The Cats led it by 8 points at the main break. They led it by 13 points. They got out to 19 points in that early stages of the final quarter, but we have ended in the season's first draw.
Well, you think the way the Giants were coming at the end, and they were coming so hard from the 7-minute mark of that fourth term, they just absolutely dominated disposals. It was 41-18 in contested possession. They had 17-8 inside 50s. And they couldn't capitalise because they had Jonathan Patton on the bench for about 7 minutes of that quarter after he kicked the goal that put the equal. It's staggering the fact that they could not get him on the ground when he was one of the most dominant key forwards on the ground.
We're just seeing on the Triple M Chemist Warehouse replay screen Chris Scott footage of him in the coach's box when Tom Hawkins took that mark. He has done his absolute nana with excitement. We didn't get to see vision of him when he kicked a point, but I would sense it wasn't excited. But, Jude, what we saw out on the ground actually was the Geelong players all come together in a circle. Chris Scott got out there and was speaking to them. There were smiles on some of the young fellas' faces. Wally Buzzard, Zach Guthrie, Sam Simpson. And then Chris Scott went around and just gave his big fella Tom Hawkins a big pat on the back and said, mate, head up.
Oh, absolutely. You come away from a Cats perspective, and you say, what a resounding effort they've had from a young group. To have two debutants on the day and some young guys really stand up during this period.
7 under 38 games or less. 7 players. That's 30%.
To stand
almost 30% of your side.
Against the top side on their home deck, and they play this ground really fast.
Played in an unyielding fashion this evening, 10-8, 68 apiece. Just repeating that, we've played out the season's first draw. Other results so far in round 15, if you missed any of the action: Swans convincing winners over Melbourne Friday night. West Coast narrow winners over the Bulldogs. It was the Crows by 12 points over Carlton. Gold Coast 19-point victors over North Melbourne. And of course,